I do. Do you like amazing coffee drops? I do too.
American Pride Roasters, historically great coffee. Did you know if you drink APR coffee or eat APR coffee drops, it will instantly heal any ailment you have?
The legendary Fountain of Youth wasn't just one fountain, but actually many fountains close to each other. Each fountain had a different APR coffee in it instead of water.
Coming soon to APR is Washington, D.C. blend. It is just a bag full of hot air.
APR coffee drops are not just a superfood. They're a super duper ultra mega Doppler food. They are by far the healthiest thing you can eat.
Want to know the secret to what makes APR taste so good? They use the happy tears of unicorns. Go get yours today, AmericanPrideRoasters.com. That's AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Get yours today.
Mojo 50. The question isn't who's going to let us. The question is who's going to stop us. Adjust your mojo now. Thank you. The mothership has landed. Doc Thompson, Brad Staggs, Almighty Mojo 50.
Wow. Some of these Doc snacks are getting stale.
How would you know?
I just checked the expiration because he left behind a bunch of snacks in the cupboard here, and I just checked the expiration. On this one, it said best before February 15th.
Of what year?
This year, but that would be what, close to 6 months ago. Starting to taste a little. It's non-sprouted, or excuse me, it's sprouted granola. I think we have granola trees growing in there.
But, man, you were chomping on that
I
before.
was, because it took me a minute.
Nom, nom,
It
nom,
took me a
nom.
minute to figure out that this stuff doesn't taste good anymore. There's something wrong with it. It has been 10 years. 10 years today that he died.
Really?
Michael Jackson has been dead for 10 years.
Wow.
I remember,
MJ bit the dust.
yeah. They found him in his house. He was unresponsive. I guess it was Propofol.
That sounds good stuff.
I was gonna say I've been on Propofol I think twice.
Yeah.
For my feet operations, and that I certainly understand why he was addicted to that stuff for sleep.
Yeah.
Because you spend 45 minutes under a Propofol nap, and you feel like you have slept for a day and a half. And you're ready to run, which is unfortunate, especially given the fact that you just had your feet operated on.
Intriguing, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of bad that way. You know, the other thing that, which means, and this is the only reason I remember it, that means Farrah Fawcett has been dead for 10 years.
Wait, what?
Farrah Fawcett has been dead for 10 years. She died the same day Michael Jackson did.
No, she didn't.
Yes,
she really?
did. Yes, she did.
I didn't even know that.
Exactly.
No kidding.
That she picked the worst day to die.
My pinup poster has been dead for 10 years.
10 years she's been dead. And I remember we were walking down the street in New York, and I remember literally people around us started talking about Michael Jackson's dead. Michael Jackson. You started to hear all that. And then I think it was, it wasn't until watching the news later that day, found out that Farrah Fawcett had died the same day.
I'm going to need a moment.
I know,
I'm
right?
literally just now finding out that Farrah Fawcett is dead.
See, well, there's that.
Yeah.
You should keep up with trends a little bit more. Well, obviously, Ron, guy behind the glass, not here today, so Handy J on the other side of the glass.
And this is going to be the best morning mojo the show has ever seen.
I'm blaming all the mistakes on you.
Thank you.
Right up front. They're all his fault.
Bring it.
So, and you can't, nobody can blame you. You're protected.
Why?
You're protected class.
Oh, that's right.
You can, nobody
Because
can.
I got the placard on my mirror.
Exactly.
That's right.
You've got the little blue tag in your car, which means nobody can mess with you.
That's right.
Protected, and so I don't know if you were gay, that would be maybe transgender. Nah, see, gay's not even. You have to be transgender to top it, really.
I have to be a transgender handy in order to really be on top.
Oh yeah, you get the award for that.
Yeah.
Of course, Farrah Fawcett, if you didn't know, died of anal cancer, which at the time was like, wait, what? And Marcia Cross just earlier this month says that she has anal cancer, or is actually in remission. So it's they say that anal cancer is on the rise for whatever reason. Marcia Cross was in Desperate Housewives. She was in Melrose Place. More than, and they're she's blaming hers on the HPV virus, and her husband's throat cancer as well. This is weird. That's one of those things no one wants to talk about. Anal cancer. Anal cancer. Don't talk about it. They found she's 57 years. 57 years old. So they said she says it came out as a result of a routine digital rectum exam during a visit to her gynecologist.
Wait, hold on. So you're going to your gynecologist and they do routine rectal exams as a part of your visit?
Last time I went to the gynecologist, I didn't get that treatment, but maybe I'm going to the wrong gynecologist.
Damn.
She says she says I wasn't thinking anything was wrong because I didn't have any symptoms. She gave me an exam, came around and said, "Well, I want you to know whatever it is curable." She said, I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" She Marcia Cross says her cancer battle to help destigmatize the disease. That is kind of strange when you think about it. Cancer's cancer, no matter where it is,
right?
But you start talking about anal cancer, and it's like, nobody wants to talk about. I mean, not that you really want to talk about cancer during the course of your day, but the fact that it's anal cancer, and it's like, oh. Her husband, Tom Mahoney, diagnosed with throat cancer in 2009. And doctors now suspect that her cancer and Mahoney's cancer came from the human papilloma virus, HPV. It can be transferred through sexual intercourse, skin-to-skin contact, can also be the cause of cancer of the cervix and the genitals. And this goes into that whole the early HPV. Was it the vaccination?
Okay, yeah.
And it's there was a big, you don't hear so much about it anymore, but the big push to have like 10, 12, I guess, girls before they enter puberty and have them vaccinated against HPV.
Oh, now I remember.
Yeah,
okay,
remember that? It was a big to-do about, having your girls vaccinated against this virus. And it's a strange, very strange thing. They said that the Marcia Cross is not a paid spokesperson for the makers of the vaccine. It's called Gardasil. She's not being compensated. She's completed radiation and chemotherapy. Both she and her husband are in remission. So again, and doctors saying that this is on the rise is a strange thing. I mean, I don't know why it would be.
What does that mean on the rise? I mean, like instead of 2 people, now 3 people have it?
I don't know. Let's see. This computer in here is, I don't know what there's apparently something crawled into it because
it's probably some of that granola snack you were chomping on earlier.
Could be. Especially in women. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Talk amongst yourself for just a second. It's the average woman has a tiny lifetime risk of anal cancer, 2 in 100,000. So figuring out which women to check, the best way to do it, full of dilemmas, as the expert explained. This was back in 2016, so 3 years ago. But they said that it is the mysterious vulnerabilities. To better understand why screening all women doesn't make sense, consider the cause of 90% of anal cancers, the human papilloma virus. It should be noted that the Gardasil vaccine, recommended to be given in adolescents, prevents infection with 9 high-risk types, as well as 2 types that cause genital warts, which, of course, brings back the Doc story. Did you ever hear that one?
No.
He was first date.
Are you talking about your first date with Doc?
No, that's a completely different story. Now, he was going out with this girl, obviously, before he was married. And he said they sit down. She's pretty, having a great time. They're at dinner. And he's sitting there eating salad. He puts a bite of salad in his mouth, and then she says, my last boyfriend gave me genital warts.
Just like that.
He said, I was like, check, please. So, wow. So many things. Granola to anal warts this morning. Or
Wow.
anal, yeah. It's very strange.
What I tell you, I told you this was going to be the best morning mojo ever.
It's certainly a different story. It's just certainly not a Monday show. That's a good thing. But for whatever reason, I can't find the statistic now. But yeah, they say that some people should be checked. So that's just our public service this morning for you.
2 out of 100,000 is what you said earlier, right?
Yeah, and it's and that was a 2016. That was a 2016 statistic. So
wow,
they say it's going up for whatever reason. So just I guess the word here is use caution. Be cautious. Be cautious. Let's see here. Gut bacteria. Speaking of anal cancer, gut bacteria might now influence how our brains develop as children. Every day when because I try to find something interesting, some tie-in the news to tie into our beautiful, lovely, talented sponsors. And gut bacteria, because of lovemytummy.com. Gut bacteria, literally every other day, there's a brand new news story that is tying gut bacteria to everything. It's really stunning. So the latest is the microbes in our guts might play a role in how the human brain develops in our earliest years, finding latest evidence how important gut microbes are. They've previously been linked to variation in human body weight, mental health, even how we react to drugs. Wellesley College in Massachusetts and her Sophie Rowland is, I guess, a professor there. They analyzed the microbial DNA from 250 children, paired the information with data on brain activity, and for children under 2 years old, the results show a significant association between higher abundances of 2 species of bacteria and brain network connectivity. So there you go.
I'm not sure what you just said, to be honest.
Well,
I was trying to follow, but I was like,
basically, what? I think what I said was basically our butts are tied to our brains.
There you go.
That
makes a lot more sense. Thanks for breaking it down.
That's the takeaway.
There you go.
And even though, and I've said it before, I think that one day they will find the cure for cancer in our gut bacteria. It's got to be there somewhere.
Everything else is.
Everything else is. Might as well be. I say all this to tell you that if you go to lovemytummy.com, it's all about taking care of your gut. And although Atrantil is not about curing or preventing any disease, now that we have our legal butts covered, it does help you with bloating, abdominal discomfort. You get your daily polyphenols with Atrantil, and there's a special offer if you go to lovemytummy.com/mojo. Especially if you use Mojo at checkout, you get a special deal there. I talked to Dr. Ken the other day, that handsome, fine-looking specimen of a doctor. I mean, not that I'd noticed, but
dude, he's built. I mean, he's like this guy. He spends more time at the gym than he does doctoring people.
I know. Has he lost weight? There's something different about him. Maybe it's the way I think he's changed his hairstyle.
There you go. I think it is
something
hairstyle.
Is different.
Yeah,
but he's very. I mean, it's. Not that I'd noticed, but he's just a very well put together man. And being a doctor, he's got money. Lots of money.
Dude, so. Where are you going with this?
Nothing. I just like to point these things out every now and then.
Okay.
Lovemytummy.com/mojo. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with pointing out that Dr. Ken is in good shape, attractive, and wealthy.
What would you say about you? In comparison to Dr. Ken. Yeah, Dr. Ken to the left, and you have Brad Staggs to the right. There you go.
In one instrument. DMXDM just tweeted, our butts are tied to our brains. My brain does say laugh whenever my butt says fart. DM, see, what is it about guys and women never think farts are funny? I mean, maybe some of the jackal women do, but generally in most situations, women just don't share that humor gene with men for whatever reason.
Well, they're ladies.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
And we're not.
Right.
Which is the way it's supposed to be.
Whoa.
No. No, they are ladies and we are not. That's the way it's supposed
assumptions. To be. Now you're starting to make gender assumptions, and that's no. And Denny. See, our butts are tied to our brains. Most of us have just have a shorter string. Larky Evan Farkin. But you say one line. Well, is that going to be the line of the day? Our butts are tied to our brains. Larky Evan Farkin used the hashtag. What I learned today: some people's liberals' brains are more than just connected to their butts; they're all the way up in there.
Indeed.
Well, was that nice? Come on. Was that nice? Was that necessary?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
I was just asking the question. I was not making a statement. Free range prisoner, real Brad Staggs. When urologist told me I needed a digital exam, I thought of computer imaging. Little did I know the digit in the digital exam was, and he's got a picture of his finger right there. You see, that's how doctors fool you.
Yes.
You're not going to need an analog exam. You're going to need a digital exam. This is, by the way, also the day back in 1910. So 109 years ago, Congress passed the Mann Act.
The Mann Act.
The Mann Act.
Tell me all about it. What do you got?
It was aimed at curbing sex trafficking.
The Mann Act?
Mm-hmm. I know. They couldn't name it the Woman Act.
Okay.
It had to be the Mann Act. Actually, this is man with two N's. It was also known as the White Slave Traffic Act.
What?
So I'm thinking that if we're going to be discussing reparations.
Okay. So you're saying white people were slaves.
But apparently in only the sexual, in this case, in a sexual sense.
But a slave's a slave, Brad.
That's true.
You're
right.
Regardless of what you have to do to perform.
Whether you're picking cotton or being forced to have sex, you're absolutely right. I totally agree with you. It was, they say, ostensibly aimed at keeping innocent girls from being lured into prostitution. But underneath it is it's clean outer layer. Let's say it was a way to make a crime out of many different kinds of consensual sexual activity. The outrage over white slavery, they say, began with a commission appointed in 1907 to investigate the problem of immigrant prostitutes. And at that time, apparently, women were brought to America for the purpose of being forced into sexual slavery. Immigrant men were allegedly luring American girls into prostitution. The congressional committee that debated the Mann Act did not believe that a girl would ever choose to be a prostitute unless she was drugged and held hostage.
Yeah.
That was the conclusion of the congressional committee. The law made it illegal to transport any woman or girl across state lines for any immoral purpose. Why leaves the door wide open.
They're bootlegging sex.
Yes, that's what it was. That and white lightning. In 1917, the Supreme Court upheld the conviction of two married California men who had gone on a romantic weekend getaway with their girlfriends. Remember, I said married.
Okay.
They went with their girlfriends to Reno, Nevada, and they were arrested. Following I'm telling you, it was a simpler time, a much simpler time. You can't, when a man can't even take his girlfriend to Reno, Nevada, without his wife getting pissed off and having the cops arrest him.
So had they stayed in the state, would they have been arrested?
That's a good question. Probably beaten to death by the wife, but.
Right.
Following that decision, the Mann Act was used in all types of cases. Somebody was charged with violating the Mann Act for bringing a woman from one state to another in order to work as a chorus girl in a theater.
You got to be kidding.
That was considered immoral. If you were a chorus girl, hey,
wow,
there you go.
Man, times have changed.
That's why you cannot legislate morality. Wives began using the Mann Act against girls who ran off with their husbands. Law was also used for racist purposes. Jack Johnson, he was a heavyweight champion of the world at the time. He was prosecuted for bringing a prostitute from Pittsburgh to Chicago. But the reason that they arrested him really was because the public, they say, general outrage. He was black, and his marriages were to white women. So they didn't like that. Those famous prosecutions under the law were those of Charlie Chaplin in 1944, Chuck Berry in 59 and 61. They both took unmarried women across state lines for immoral purposes. And I didn't realize this. Chuck Berry was convicted. He spent 2 years in prison for his misdeeds in that sense. Right in the middle of his career, height of his career.
Amazing.
The Mann Act was enforced only sparingly, never repealed, by the way. It still exists today.
It's still on the books.
It's still on the books. It was
so Brad Staggs. If you take your girlfriend across Texas and Oklahoma,
right. Yes,
you could be arrested. You could serve time.
Only if I was to take her across state lines into Oklahoma to be a showgirl. You know, I mean, we just.
Well, what other reason would you have, Brad?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
my age, it's like
That's what I'm saying. That I mean, you would really just sort of be like an Uber ride.
Yeah, it'd be just to pick up a prescription at CVS. You can be now arrested. Let's see, you can be charged with the Mann Act. They replaced the phrase "any immoral purpose." Now it says any sexual activity for which any person can be charged with a criminal offense. Any sexual activity for which a person can be charged with a criminal offense.
Now, I'm presuming that there's an age thing here, right? I mean, she has to be under the age of 18, or
not? I see. Not necessarily. I don't think so.
No way. That cannot be a law for somebody who's over the age of 18. So somebody comes in and
really you think that the I don't know, man. I see underage.
I need this information, Brad.
I know. Well, as I was going to say, why do you need this so quickly?
Well, just because
trip planned this afternoon.
Plans. There are things going on later. That's all I'm saying.
Oklahoma is close.
I still can't believe Farrah Fawcett's dead.
I know, 10 years.
Good God, man.
I know. I can't find anything about whether or not it is just underage. So you just best be careful.
You just don't have any female companion in your car unless it's your wife.
That's pretty much, and you'll be accused of being, a Mike Pence wannabe. You do that.
Oh my gosh! No. Yes. No. Yes. I'm so torn. Wait. What?
Exactly.
I still can't believe Farrah Fawcett's dead.
And she's 10 years, and Michael Jackson. Amazing.
Dude, who cares? Farrah Fawcett passed away 10 years ago.
That was the best poster.
It really was.
That was the best poster, and remember? Did you ever see Saturn III?
No.
The movie, that was the first movie that she was in where she took off her, she was in with Kirk Douglas and boop, she took off her shirt. And everybody's like, oh, Farrah Fawcett took off her shirt in this movie. The movie was, I think it was based on a book, and maybe the book was better, but it was about a robot. It was about her and Kirk Douglas on this space station or an outpost, and this robot that is supposed to help them. This guy brings this robot aboard, and the robot, I think, gets jealous. It's a very
jealous.
It's a really weird. I'm trying to remember the actor. Was it Harvey Keitel? May have been Harvey Keitel that was the weirdo scientist who brings aboard the robot, who is designed to help them do things a little more easily on board the outpost, and in fact it ends up getting jealous and starts killing people. So there you go.
What's the name of this movie?
Saturn III.
I'm gonna write this down.
Saturn III. It is since I won't be around for Netflix and chill on Friday. There you go. What is it? Toxic Zocculinity on the Twitter says apparently there's not enough prostitutes in Chicago. You have to get them from Pittsburgh. Well, I'd see what it is Chicago is so full of the union workers. In Pittsburgh, they still get some union steel workers there, but not so much with the women.
I'm just thinking the guy needed a road buddy. Somebody to be able to keep him company while he's going across the country. I mean, it makes sense.
Let's remember, they didn't have Siri back then. They didn't have Alexa. Is she ready for me? Right. They didn't have any. They didn't have anybody to talk to. So it could have been they were just bringing them across for companionship, for good, honest conversation.
Sure, and it's your turn to drive.
That? Yes.
Right? I mean, let's swap out.
I think it was a safety thing, quite frankly. And
he was framed.
It's just a shame that it really, truly is. This is one of those things in life that makes me sad. It just makes me sad. If you spend 2 hours outdoors, you could have a longer, healthier life.
Says who?
Unless you go jogging on train tracks. It's most important to the poorest, often the least wealthy members of communities. They continue to have access to green spaces for their physical and psychological well-being. That's just one of the things you can do. If you want to be happy, be healthy, get outdoors, spend a little time with friends. That's just one of the changes you can make in your lifestyle if you want to be healthy. If you go to the richsolution.com, you'll find, of course, the line of supplements. And more importantly, I think that if you go to their Facebook page and look up the Doc Thompson Healthy Lifestyle Challenge, you will find all sorts of ways you can be healthy. And you'll have a support system right there. It's just, I mean, who wants to live a long life if you're miserable? I mean, ask the guys who were transporting the girls across state lines. Ask them. If history is any indicator, go to the richsolution.com and not only learn Gwen Rich's story, but find out about all the supplements you can get, make you a healthier person overall. The richsolution.com. This, in the meantime, is your Daily Mojo.
Happily promoting the 4 F's: freedom, faith, free markets, and fun. Mojo 50.
Going to college has become nearly ubiquitous these days, especially thanks to federally backed student loans. But many of those same loanees are having trouble paying it all back, and well, Democrats believe that's just not fair. We could talk all about taking on that debt some other time, but today we have socialist Bernie Sanders chiming in with a plan to deal with that unfair debt. It's a plan that one-ups his equally far-left counterparts on the campaign trail, too. On Monday, Sanders came out with a policy proposal that will eliminate all student loan debt and make college free, because of course, all it's going to cost the American taxpayer is another $2.2 trillion over the course of 10 years, according to the Sanders campaign. That may sound like a lot, but let's consider the fact that Americans are carrying $1.6 trillion in student loan debt, according to NerdWallet. Those graduating college as of 2017 were carrying an average debt of $28,650. A full 65% of those 2017 college grads had some form of student loan debt. Furthermore, the average household had over $48,000 in student loan debt in 2018. Overall, there are 48 million federal student loan borrowers, with nearly 11% in default and a full 23.5% in some form of deferment. As for Bernie's plan, it does differ from rival Elizabeth Warren's plan, who wants to allow up to $50,000 in debt forgiveness for those earning under $100,000. It graduates down from there, with the very wealthy earners not receiving any debt forgiveness. As for how to pay for this, Sanders wants to go after the evil bankers, saying that he will raise taxes on financial transactions, Wall Street speculation, and on bonds. Now, if you believe that's going to raise $2.2 trillion, let's discuss an Ocean View property I've got for sale in South Dakota. I'm Andrew Coppins. This has been By the Numbers, and you can follow me on the socials at The Coppins Show.
By the Numbers with Andrew Coppins is powered by Patriot Mobile, America's only conservative cell phone company offering super reliable nationwide service, donating a portion of their profits to organizations fighting for our conservative values. Call 1-800-A-PATRIOT or visit patriotmobile.com.
The Daily Mojo.
All right, a little sampling of what's happening over in the MeWe chat room right now. It's always fun just to kind of dive in there and see what they're talking about. Ragtime millionaire Gravel. All of my dreams are electric if I'm in the right condition. See, take that out of context means nothing, but if you dive into the conversation. Let's see, Jaded Jackhole Poltitsky, in honor of the Poltitsky twins, of course. And if they didn't have sexual playmates on the outside, well. And then, Electric Dreams was a cheaper produced movie about a home PC that got jelly all over the next door neighbor lady.
So see, that one's good. That's
just saying that it's one of those things where if you dive right into the conversation, it can be much like jumping into a pool of cold water. It kind of takes your breath away, but once you get used to it, it's all good. To the phones we go right now. I do believe, Lori, is that you? I'm just taking a stab in the dark.
Yes, it is. Good morning.
Lori, how are you? Lori is from MojoWildRice.com, and I thought it would be nice for the listeners, because we mentioned something yesterday about what was going on with you and Jay up there, and I thought it'd be nice to get you on the program, just kind of explain to everybody who's been a big fan of Mojo Wild Rice over the years, kind of the situation in your own words. So I know things have been tough.
Yeah, so when we were there in March, we had shared privately with you all that Jay was diagnosed with cancer last year, And he had a pretty tough year. He was pretty sick last year, so we didn't make any major changes. We were just basically surviving it.
Right.
And so now we're at the point where we are going to make some changes in our businesses. We actually own a winery and the food shop. We have 2 retail shops in McGregor, and then we run the .com website, Mojo, Spoonie.com.
Right.
And so what we're going to do is Jay is right now feeling well enough to make all the fruit we have in the freezers into wine. And so he's doing that, and we're going to make a big, we're going to have a big sale and sell everything off. And we think that'll be accomplished sometime after Labor Day, by October.
Right.
And then we're going to close that retail shop, and we're going to close the food business, the retail part of it. But we are going to keep the .com, Nostalgia.com, Mojo, WildRice.com.
Okay, good.
And so we're downsizing basically so that it's more doable for us.
Right.
If you can imagine running all of that with 3 people. It keeps you busy.
It takes an immense amount of energy to do what you guys were doing. It's just incredible that you were able to do it this long, and especially with the cancer diagnosis. I mean, I know that takes a lot out of somebody, and it's good news to know that the websites will still be up so people can still enjoy the products. But so you're basically just closing down the brick and mortar end of things.
Yes, we are. We're building a shop at home where we'll be able to package everything and ship from there. And that's going to make it much more doable for Jay and I to do that.
Right.
So,
yeah.
As he said, the 60-pound pails of honey weigh 80 pounds now. So.
Right. Yep. I can imagine. Well, and plus this gives you more time. I mean, not that you didn't enjoy the work, but it gives you a little more time, I would hope, just to kind of chill and relax and enjoy life.
Right. And we'll have that. We'll still be working together, which has been honestly a true blessing for the last 29 years, actually longer than that.
Right.
The building we're in was the wild rice processing plant in the 80s, and both of us worked there at that time. So we've been in that building more than half our lives. It's going to be a change walking out of there the last time. So I can't deny there will be tears, because I'm sure there will, but moving into a new season that's more doable for us.
Right.
And then we can focus on the website, because honestly we haven't been able to do that. We've always wanted to do videos and cooking videos and things like that. We just have never had the time. So we're truly hoping to do more with it and be more better for the customers, better customer service, shall we say, and then offering more. So that's kind of where we really want to go with it.
So what you're saying is that we'll be able to see Jay in an apron now and kind of standing around cooking. Gotcha. Okay. See,
yes.
I knew there was an upside to this whole thing. Well, I think that's terrific. That at the very least, because I think when people saw the Facebook post, I think it hit a lot of people as that the entire business was closing down, and that is not the case.
No, and I apologize. That was a little inelegant, shall we say. We knew what we were saying. We knew what we were saying, but
right.
There was a second part to that nobody saw. So yes.
Right.
And we posted that just after we realized that nobody had seen it and it wasn't on there. So we apologize for that and for putting a scare into everybody.
See, what you did was you made all the products that are still available more valuable. They're more valuable now. See, that's what you did. It was a brilliant marketing ploy. Absolutely brilliant. Well, I think it's good to clear this up for everybody and to let everybody know that Mojo Wild Rice will still be around, and it's Spoonie Wild Rice as well. .com.
Yes,
it'll still be there.
Yeah.
How was the crop this year? The crop, let's see, has there been
the wild rice?
Yeah, the wild rice crop.
Well, it's just coming up out of the water. We're going to have to see what happens. Last year we just had 2 different things happen. So on the lakes where you don't have water coming out of it, like there's no stream coming out of the lake,
right?
The wild rice goes through a floating leaf stage. It comes up out of the mud, and then the leaves float on the top of the water for a couple weeks, about a week and a half.
Right.
If we get a lot of rain during that time, the water levels of those lakes goes up, and it literally pulls the rice out by the roots.
Oh, wow.
So that happened on a couple of them last year on those lakes. And then Labor Day, usually that first week, of Labor Day weekend, they're harvesting. And we got in one day of harvesting, and then we had storms. So we had 90-mile-an-hour winds and hail, which took a lot of the rice because the rice just falls off anyway, and so it just blew it all off. And so that's what happened to the crop last year. So so far we're doing okay this year.
Well, and do you guys, is the rice still, or I know it's a grass, not a rice, but it's is it still harvested the same way? I mean, it's still the canoes and the beating it with the paddle and all that, or is there like an updated way of doing it?
Well, there is the hand harvested rice, and that is still done in the traditional ways. By law, you have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Right.
And so what started in the 50s was a lot of times they would lose the crop. There wouldn't be enough rice. People were starving because there wasn't enough rice. So they started planting it as a crop in the 50s. Mm-hmm. The grower that we deal with, his family is one of the first ones to do it. And he's a fourth generation. His sons are doing it too. And so they had to start planting it. So they literally dike it up. They plant the rice, or they flood it and plant it. And then when they go to harvest it, they drain that water out to harvest it with a combine. If you've ever seen cranberry harvesting, it's the exact opposite. So like cranberries, they grow in there,
right?
And then they actually flood it to harvest it. This is the opposite way, but they can use the paddies for either.
Well, isn't that smart?
But,
see,
yeah,
Ron didn't believe me the other day when I told him they bent the grass over into the canoe and beat it. He would not. Yeah. He refused to believe me, and I said, Ron, I'm right. You need to look this up. So.
Yeah, you can go on our website. We have a video of all three harvesting on there, the airboat harvesting, the hand harvested, and the cultivated. And if you watch how they do it, hand harvesting, you'll understand why it's so expensive.
Right. Yes. It takes a lot of manpower to get out there and beat the rice, as they say. So there you go.
It is.
All right, Lori. Lori Erkenbrack is one of the proprietors of MojoWildRice.com and a longtime family member here with Mojo and Doc. And we're glad, first of all, that Mojo Wild Rice is still around. And that you and Jay are doing all right, and that the cancer diagnosis, I mean, that's a shock to anybody's system, obviously, but not letting it take him down, and that's the good news.
No, and we just want to say thank you to all the customers. They have been so kind, just sharing things and saying thank you and just loving on us. So we wanted to say thank you so much.
Absolutely.
It does mean an awful lot.
Absolutely. Lori, thank you. Give Jay a big hug, and we'll talk again soon.
Oh, I will. All right. Thank you all so much.
Be good.
Bye.
While we were wrapping up that interview, strangely enough, the strange love doll that appeared in the studio, decided to sink behind the couch. That was I wish we had video of that, because that was.
I think she has a hole in her. Thank you.
I think she has several. I think those were actually designed to be there.
No, but I think this is an actual hole, man, baby, where she just went down.
So anyway, Mojo Wild Rice still around. So if you were looking at their Facebook page, and it was concerning because it looked like everything was shutting down, but the online will still be up and running. And if you go onto their website right now and look at the grill sampler pack and use Grill 10, you'll get 10% off. MojoWildRice.com. Of course, wish them the very best. They've been around with Doc and with Mojo for a long time. Faithful sponsors, so please show them a little love if you don't mind. One of the Supreme Court decisions, well, it reminded me of this.
Fuck me, exist.
Oh, I see. Your name is Spook Me.
You want to drink?
Yes, of course.
Now, the clothing brand that the Supreme Court was weighing in on, FUCT. You hear about this one?
No.
I mean, it sounds like, the way you'd say it would be just a bad, naughty word. In fact, that is the way you do say it. It's actually the brand name is Friends You Can Trust, but it is, it's pronounced the way you would think it is pronounced. 6-3 ruling by the High Court yesterday. This was yesterday. I was not, yesterday. It was, they decided that they can, in fact, they can be trademarked. So they, its trademark has been greenlit by the Supreme Court. They were using they overturned a long-standing law that said in the trademark business that you could not use a scandalous or offensive term. It could not be trademarked.
Okay.
So they've turned that over, and they say now and this has been going on for a while. Eric Brunetti wanted his company to have the name echoed its anti-establishment aesthetic. Had earlier said the brand name could also be interpreted as an acronym for Friends You Can Trust. He founded FUCT in 1990 with his then partner and legendary skateboarder Natas Kaupas. Oh, man, love Natas. Got all of his CDs. He only applied to register the name with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office in 2011. He sued after being turned down. The court's decision yesterday condemned a 1905 federal law that bans scandalous or immoral trademarks.
Okay, hold on just a second. If I may ask a question.
Yes.
Was it F period, U period, C period, T period? Or
Sure.
Was it FUCT?
Just FUCT.
Just FUCT.
Yep.
All in caps?
Yep.
Yep.
So let's see here. Interesting. Who do you think would have sided? Elena Kagan, first of all, sided with the ruling. She was in favor. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Interestingly enough, which way do you think Clarence Thomas went? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs down.
Nope. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Okay.
Samuel Alito. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up.
Yes. Neil Gorsuch. Up or down?
Down.
Up.
Up. Damn. Okay.
Brett Kavanaugh.
Down.
Up.
Damn. 1 out of 4 so far.
John Roberts, however, down.
Down. Well, you didn't give me a chance.
Interestingly enough, I mean, when did Roberts grow a conscience?
Well, it happens.
After the whole, the Obamacare thing, what did they decided not to hold him hostage to pictures of him with whatever?
Right.
I still can't figure that one out. In a press release about the decision, the company wrote, the decision today was joined by both liberal and conservative justices because they recognize the broader principle at stake, the freedom to express one's viewpoint, even if considered immoral by some.
There you go.
And
right there.
Yes. And that is the thing. You cannot legislate morality. Can't do it.
That should be on a business card.
I know. It should be on a shirt.
Let's make that happen.
We should put that on a shirt and sell that bad boy. The thing is, if you look back in history, let me see if I can find it now. Some of the less than, shall we say, decent.
Wait for it.
Yeah, I think the word is decent.
Okay.
Some of the things that you might not think were decent.
Okay.
Some of those trademarks. I mean, you hear about the Washington Redskins. I mean, that name being, slanderous toward American Indians.
Right. Which I still think is a joke, but go ahead.
Yeah, I know. Here are a list of some name brands that have been trademarked by the U.S. Patent Office.
Okay.
Take Your Panties Off clothing.
Excellent.
Dangerous Negro shirts.
Shut up.
Slut Seeker dating services.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you know what? That's pretty straightforward to the point. You know exactly what you're going to get when you make the call.
That's brilliant marketing.
Right?
Dago swag clothing. Dumb blonde beer.
Okay.
I'll say Twetty Girl cartoons. But you can imagine.
Okay.
Baked by a Negro bakery goods. Big Titty Blend coffee.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Big Titty Blend Coffee.
So you'd only need 1 cup on that.
Well, I think actually you need 2 big mugs. Hold on a second. Retardopedia website. Midget man condoms and inflatable sex dolls.
There you go.
Is that what she is?
She could be. I don't know. I didn't look at the tag.
Well, before she slicked that, but I don't know what she's doing behind the couch, but that's where I found her when I walked in this morning, was behind the couch, and then I set her up, and then apparently she wants to be behind the couch.
Yeah.
Teensdoporn.com. Milfsdoporn.com.
Okay, wait, time out. Teensdoporn.
Teensdoporn.com.
Okay, now see, I would actually have an issue with that, personally. I mean, that's just me. Okay, as far as the whole, I just don't think teens and porn should go hand in hand.
18, 19, they're
yeah,
they're
but
illegal.
by then I'm thinking you're more of an adult. I don't really consider you being a teen
So it's
at that time.
It's just the word that bothers you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So all right. So a little insight into Handy J this morning.
Thank you.
Thug porn. Ghetto booty. Another one that's apparently received trademark. Bound gangbangs. And again, these are all trademarks that you could consider that these were actually used. I think in a lawsuit, but the Redskins, the attorneys brought up. Bound gang, but Cracka as skateboards. Anal fantasy collection.
Okay.
Old geezer wines. There's one that I mean that's absolutely derogatory toward the seniors in society. MILF weed bags. Gringo style salsa. See, the problem is white guys we just never completely. You want to call us cracker? Go ahead. Whatever. Gringo, whatever. That's fine. Nobody ever makes a big deal out of it.
So you're saying, though, that the Washington Redskins lawyers were using these as examples?
That they, and this goes back a little ways. Many of the brands been trademarked by the Washington believes could be considered offensive. White girl with booty apparel.
Excellent.
I love vagina apparel. And I mean, if you stop and think about it, anything can be, and that's the problem with offensive material, quote unquote, offensive material. The only choice you have in being offended is deciding to be offended. That's the only thing. You can be offended at anything. There's Dick Balls apparel. By the way, I got a package from somebody the other. Almost dropped the bell. His let me think about this. Am I gonna get it? Nah, I'm not. His name was last name was Fisher, first name Dick.
No way.
Yes.
No.
Yep.
No.
Just saying. I can't decide if I had that name, if I'd keep it, just because I'd love to say hi. Good to meet you, Dick Fisher. Or I just, if I would change it, I'm not sure.
Or the other way around.
Yeah. Boys are stupid. Throw rocks at them wallets.
Okay.
I mean, that right there, that's not only are you denigrating young men, but you are also actually inciting violence toward them.
No, you're just following Old Testament rule.
It says to stone young boys in the Old Testament?
No, but stupid people.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You have to kind of read in between the lines sometimes.
That's true.
With the Bible.
It's open. Yes, absolutely. To get the right interpretation,
there you go.
And
absolutely. To fit your mindset. That's what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think one of my favorite musical bands, the Reformed Whores. Actually, I think that was a band Izzo was a member of.
Excellent. I follow on Facebook Hookers for Jesus. For real.
I don't know why that's funny, but it is.
It is. No, she's a reformed hooker.
There you go.
She found Jesus, and what she does is she takes in prostitutes and helps reform them as far if they want to get off the street, right?
There you go.
And Hookers for Jesus, she had this great discussion about coming up with a name, and it's just one of those things. It's like you want people to know what you are, and this is who we are. We're hookers. Well, I mean, ex-hookers for Jesus.
Remember, Jesus hung out with losers. That's what he did.
That's why he's a fan of Mojo 50.
Exactly.
Boom.
I mean, that was the you don't go to choir class to find the sinners. I mean, you find the people who want. Of course, you do find sinners there. But if you are looking to redeem people or help people redeem themselves, you go to where the losers are. You go to where the sinners are, and that was the thing. That was what Jesus did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of people seem to lose that, I guess, viewpoint, lose that little nugget of knowledge from the Bible again in their different interpretations. But yeah, if you're gonna help people, if you're gonna help people overcome their issues, their problems, redeem themselves, you have to go to where you're going to find these people who are struggling most often. Just saying. We may not have to worry about any of this after Thursday. There's an asteroid that is 3 times as long as a football field. It's headed our way.
Well, that's just in time because your 2 weeks' notice comes to an end, right?
That's true. That's true.
Thursday.
Yeah.
You're done.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
So now you know why I have to go. It's with this asteroid this large, 3 times the size of a football field. That would be, 900 feet long or 900 feet round.
Or deep.
Or wide.
Where's the bell? Thank you.
Right there. Sorry, it was stuck.
I need my own bell.
You really do, actually.
I'll be right back.
All right. The neighborhood, they said, so what is the asteroid is known as 2008 KV2. Now, it's going to be a near miss. It's going to be a near miss in cosmic terms. It's going to come very, very close to us on Thursday, so you might want to be on the watch for it. It is going to be a mere 4.2 million miles away from us. It's, in cosmic terms, that is damn close, if you think about it. If you want to put the distance from the Earth into perspective, the moon is, 240-ish thousand miles away from us. The asteroid will only be 17 times more. 17 times that distance. That's not all that...
Wait, closer or further?
Farther away. Well, see, if it was closer, we'd be, boom, done. And who's to say this thing doesn't change course?
Yeah, who's to say?
You never know. Well, remember the one that was it Omarosa? What was that thing called? The one that changed course. There was an asteroid that changed course here it was a few months ago. And the thing, it looked like the big cigar-looking thing that was in Star Trek 4 that was looking for the whales in that movie. And it was coming toward Earth, and it made a course change.
Huh.
And then you heard nothing more about it.
Maybe it was the hand of God saving us.
It absolutely could have been.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm just throwing that out there. It could have been, right?
Anything is possible, especially given the fact, should I do this now? Why not? I think I will do this now. I've got time.
You are now entering Odyssey Station. Please remain seated until docking is complete. Odyssey, dare to wonder.
First of all, yesterday was the anniversary, and I neglected to mention this. Yesterday was the anniversary from 1977, the United States Air Force reported on Roswell. So 22 years ago yesterday, that is when they released a 231-page report dismissing long-standing claims of an alien spacecraft crash at Roswell almost 50 years prior to that, so 72 years ago from that. My, how times have changed. Because the New York Post just reported last week, I believe it was on Friday, maybe Wednesday, 3 U.S. senators briefed by the Pentagon about recent reports detailing UFO sightings by Navy pilots. What a difference 22 years makes. The revelation was first reported by Politico, days after President Trump disclosed that he too had been briefed on the unidentified aerial phenomenon encounters. Information sessions were organized by the Navy. They also included staff from the Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence. The briefing requests by Congress, members of key oversight committees, have been on the uptick since it was revealed that the Pentagon's Shadowy Aerospace Threat Identification Program, that would be ATIP, if you are into those things, just a tip, still investigates claimed sightings of alien spacecraft. Several U.S. Navy pilots told the New York Times they reported to the program that spotting UFOs while training over the East Coast in 2014 and 2015. And the video, remember the video they released of that?
Right, yes.
Oh, whatever it is, it's not only fast, but it has sustainability. It can keep moving for hours at a time, if you know what I'm saying. And I think you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see. They were stationed aboard the aircraft carrier Theodore Roosevelt. The pilots, where they told the paper they routinely witnessed strange objects flying at hypersonic speeds, performing maneuvers beyond the physical limits of a human crew.
That's out on the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
If naval pilots are running into unexplained interference in the air, there's a safety concern. Senator Warner, Mrs. Mark Warner of Virginia, believes we need to get to the bottom of this. Said through his spokesperson, Rachel Cohen. He, of course, didn't take the time to say it himself. He sent his little minion. Members of Congress, their staffers of the Armed Services Defense Appropriations Committees have also been briefed. Officials told Politico adding more Pentagon meeting requests are being made. So no matter what you think, something's going on out there. And if you take this and you put that in line with what I think was probably bogus information that they were giving out on Roswell. It was a weather balloon, please.
Listen, I'm watching this thing on Netflix. Just yesterday I started watching this about this guy who...
Bob Lazar.
Yes.
Bob Lazar, yeah.
No, and where he is now. It's like a VH1, where are they now kind of thing, right?
Bob Lazar, interesting guy. They gave him psychological tests. They knew exactly what he would do. They knew if they showed him classified information of this sort, basically, that revealing the existence of these ships, that he would go out and just start blabbing about it. They knew it, and they showed him anyway because they wanted him to. I'm telling you, there's something out there. I don't know what it is, but go to our sister network, Odyssey1.com, ODYSY1.com. This, in the meantime, is your Daily Mojo.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. Mojo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Iran unleashing a verbal barrage on the U.S. after President Trump slapped sanctions on Iran's senior-most leaders over last week's downing of a U.S. Navy surveillance drone.
Iran's President Hassan Rouhani has described the White House as afflicted by mental retardation. Rouhani went on to call the sanctions against the nation's supreme leader as outrageous and idiotic. Meanwhile, in Israel, Trump's national security advisor John Bolton says talks are still possible. The U.S. is leaving, he says, an open door for Iran to walk through. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
ICE says its short-term detention facilities on the southern border are not designed for vulnerable populations like children. The agency saying that more humanitarian funding is desperately needed to address a border crisis. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell meets today with a group of 9/11 first responders. They'll discuss reauthorization of a fund that pays the health care expenses of recovery workers suffering serious illnesses linked to their work at Ground Zero. That fund will run dry next year if it isn't re-upped. No fewer than 24 satellites on board a powerful SpaceX rocket launched early this morning from Cape Canaveral.
It's a Defense Department mission dubbed STP-2 for Space Test Program. 2, 1, 0. It's the military's first ride on a recycle rocket. What's on board includes a deep space atomic clock, solar sail, a clean and green rocket fuel test bed, even human ashes. It's a challenging mission for SpaceX. The satellites need to be placed in 3 different orbits, requiring multiple upper stage engine firings. The Falcon Heavy is the most powerful rocket in use today. I'm Ed Donahue.
On Wall Street this morning, stock futures modestly lower. Dow futures down about 14 points. NASDAQ futures off 11 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Never Forgotten Apparel is more than just a premium women's and men's clothing line. It's a movement to remind us to wear American-made and serve those who serve us. Our heroes, Never Forgotten Apparel gives 20% of their total sales to nonprofits that support homeless veterans and off-duty firefighters, and 50% to individual veterans and firefighters in need nationwide. Check out neverforgottenapparel.com. Use promo code MATT, M-A-T-T, and get 15% off your purchase.
Hi, it's Doc Thompson for Matthew 25 Ministries. Matthew 25 Ministries is one of the few charities I'll actually endorse because I know them. I've worked with them, and I know almost all of the money that you donate goes to help people. Go to m25m.org, m25m.org.
A former Democratic National Committee member told Politico on Monday that he will become National Senior Advisor to the Draft Beto campaign. That sounds like a horrible beer, probably a Pilsner.
The Defenders with Stephen Airy, tonight at 9.
Mojo 50.
Dr. Ken Brown here, host of Gut Check Project with my co-host Eric Rieger. Eric, we've been seeing Mojo guys over there and over here at Spoonie talk about Atrantil for bloating. I've seen in my practice that Atrantil is a whole lot more than just a bloating product.
Yes, it does a whole lot more than just fix bloating because of the polyphenols that you find in Atrantil.
You're exactly right. The polyphenols are those molecules that we find in the Mediterranean diet. It makes vegetables and fruits very colorful. What are some of the things that these polyphenols do, Eric?
These polyphenols can actually stop inflammation. They can help you have more energy. They can help you with anti-aging. And polyphenols are great for athletes.
It sounds like it's going to help a whole lot more people than just bloating. Tell me how everybody should be taking Atrantil.
If you want to dose Atrantil, it's 2 capsules 3 times a day, basically with your meals. But if you aren't bloated and you just want that polyphenol intake every day, 2 to 3 capsules a day will work for you.
Go to lovemytummy.com/mojo. If we weren't so bad.
To puppy rape.
I like to cuss.
Do I want to keep my penis?
Cat wants some black titty. We wouldn't be so good. Mojo 50.
The mothership has landed.
All right, get those communiques in. If you're going to do it through Twitter, use the hashtag What I Learned Today. That way we can find them if you're new to the program. I still wonder, we were filling in for Chris Salcedo last week, and no doubt the Newsmax audience is a little more buttoned up, I would say.
Buttoned up. What's another word? Propped up.
Maybe they probably think we're a little edgy. But I'm certain there's certainly going to be a segment of that audience that would find us acceptable,
sure,
even entertaining, informative, and then we run through a few things, and I wonder how long they hang on. It's just a question. Larky, but by the way, if you are here from the Newsmax audience, welcome. We're going to be filling in for another program tomorrow. So, again, I have to wear pants. Damn it. Larky F. and Farkin on the Twitter. I still feel like there's more going on than just the conspiracy of extraterrestrial life visiting Earth. There's more to it. The best way to cover up a conspiracy is behind another conspiracy, shrouded in a cover-up. If you just repeat something long enough, even a lie, it becomes the truth to most people. F in Florida man tweeted, I vote for the asteroid to pass just close enough to scrape Miami-Dade County off the map. Hashtags DNC debates. Here's the thing, though. If you get rid of Miami-Dade County, there's really, that's most of our entertainment out of Florida. I mean, aside from the beaches, that's why bother? Brian Keith tweeted, loved him on Family Affair. Asteroid's going to have to is going to have a near miss. Shouldn't we say a near hit? A near miss hits us. See, that's wordplay right there. And Smacking Duck. I was wondering if he had awoken from his drunken stupor. I think with the power of positive thinking, we can push that asteroid away from us just enough to scrape DC off of the map. And that's not a bad idea. Although, again, you get a lot of, there's a lot of entertainment value coming out of D.C. as well as Florida.
Right. And then the show wouldn't exist any longer. You'd have nothing else to talk about.
I mean, yeah, if we have nothing, if we have no idiocy to point out, then what's
the point?
What is the point, right? I mean, it's... and then there's people like the one, what's her name? E. Jean Carroll. She says now she didn't expect the attention her sexual assault allegation against against President Trump would receive the attention that it's getting when she included it in her forthcoming book during a CNN interview yesterday.
Wait, she didn't expect for it to get it. She was. Wait, hold on. So I'm writing a book. And I'm just talking about stuff. And then chapter 4, hey, here comes Trump.
President raped me in a dressing room.
Yeah.
I didn't think people would really take notice of it.
Yeah, let's just move on to something else. You gotta be kidding me. Come on. Book sales, #1 bestseller. Boom.
So he was only one of 21 hideous men. Carol's book, and I didn't even know this. I hadn't even looked at the do you know what her book's about?
No, probably about her.
It revolves around the most hideous men of her life.
And she had 21 of them.
A list of the 21 most revolting scoundrels I've ever met.
Seems to me like something's broken with her. If she attracts hideous men, then there's got to be something wrong with her.
The picture of her, I mean, she could be a perfectly lovely individual, but she's got the crazy eyes. She has the crazy eyes, and they are right there above the... Boy, that is not an attractive top either.
Wow.
That is,
she is kind of in that hat.
Yeah, it's just...
you know who she looks like? She reminds me of the star of Mork and Mindy. Not
Pam
Mork,
Dauber.
But yeah. Doesn't she kind of have a little bit...
Robin Williams?
Yeah, no, right, sorry.
No. No, she does actually look a little bit like Pam Dauber.
Yeah. Poor Pam Dauber.
I know, right?
And what's that drink in her hand?
Yeah, that's obviously a little bubbly. Maybe I think she may have had a little bit of the bubbly before she went on CNN with Anderson Cooper. Because if you heard any of that interview, let me just play a smidge of that. This one, I believe, if you could say it made Anderson Cooper blush, if that's possible.
You don't feel like a victim?
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished. Which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt. It just you know.
But I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Most people think of rape as being sexy?
Wow.
I'm going to play that just to make sure that we didn't mishear that. Here she goes.
Assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Wow.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
Fantasy.
We're going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
She?
Look at her eyes. Oh my gosh, man! If you can see it on Mojo 50 TV,
this woman
those
is
eyes
crazy as a shithouse rat. What is wrong with her? I think most people think rape is sexy. I mean, yes. Is there a certain percentage? Sure, absolutely. I mean, it's Rule 34.
Rule 34 is what?
If it's out there, there's porn for it. So yes, there's a certain there is a certain percentage who will think, but say most people think no. This woman diverges from mainstream think quite a bit. So now, in light of that, and making poor Anderson Cooper blush, now do you think her charges, her allegations are more or less credible? After hearing that,
yeah. I think she's just a twisted individual. Now, whether or not her and Trump did the nasty or not, I mean, that's a whole other story. But I'm just saying, that here's the thing, Brad. There are people like her that walk among us every day, right? And you just don't know where the perversion lies.
Well, and you don't know where their line between reality and, as she said, fantasy. Think of the fantasies.
Right. She just decided to put a book on it.
Right.
Write a book, make some money.
Which I seriously doubt is going to make a lot of money, but we'll find out.
I think it does. How much you want to bet? I bet you it's in the top 10. By the end of next week, it's in the top 10. If she keeps on getting media like this, and the fact that it's got Trump's name in it, I mean, that's the reason why she did it.
You could read a Judith Krantz novel and get the same level of salaciousness.
But it's Trump in it.
No, that's true.
See? That's the dividing line right there.
You're right.
That's true.
Thank you.
I don't know. I just think that this woman, kind of pulling the curtain back a little bit on herself there. I don't know. It's just you may be right. If you are, I will absolutely pay up on the bet, which is what? You want to go a quarter or do you want to go 50? I mean, I'm willing to go all 50 cents if you are.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a 50-cent bet.
All right, 50 cents.
Definitely.
Excuse me, 50 cent. I'm hip. I'm hip. I'm young in terms of asteroids, and I'm with it.
Wow.
Just so you know. Some cool things out this year in the outdoor world, and we'll get to headlines in a second. Some cool things out in the meantime in the outdoor world. A power watch is out there. Full-featured smartwatch does not need charging. It powers itself using a thermoelectric engine charged by body heat. Full onboard GPS. Has calorie counting, sleep tracking, movement tracking, water resistance, and more, making it on par or better than most alternatives, they say. This is according to apparently there's an outdoor show, like outdoor gear is going on in out in I think it's Salt Lake City. Spray Z, they make a naturally sourced odor eliminator. Spray Z utilizes essential oils and natural odor killing enzymes rather than chemicals to kill odors on a molecular level, and smells amazing. So when you go camping, all your stuff doesn't smell like deer. And of course, then there's a cat cooler. And the cat cooler is amazing because it can keep cold things cold for days. Literally ice frozen for days.
You are truly the king of segues.
Why, thank you.
Truly.
The schooling required to reach the level of king, it's expensive and time consuming.
We need to find you a crown.
I think it paid off. I'll find a crown somewhere. If you go to catcoolers.com, you will find all of the variations of the cat cooler from 27 quarts all the way up to the monster 88 quart custom cooler. You can, by the way, the thing I always forget to mention, the fact you can get these things customized. If you're a business and you want to get these things as maybe you're a car dealer and you want to get these to give away, you can have them customized with your logo. You can have them customized with my face. You can have them customized with a lot of things.
That's a great idea.
I think it will.
Just like that.
Ask me, I'll tell you.
Of course.
If you use promo code Mojo50 at checkout, you'll get 10% off. And may I recommend, and again, we don't make a dime off this one, but the little the thermos, the drink. What do you call these? They're not. It's not really a thermos because it keeps cold things cold and hot things. How do it know?
I don't know.
How do it know?
It's technology, Brad.
This thing is, I mean,
I call it a cup, just in case you were wondering.
A cat, yeah, it's a cat insulated cup. And this thing works. It keeps ice cold for, I will sometimes the next day, I'll leave ice in it at night or in the afternoon, and the next morning, so 12, 15, 16 hours, still ice in there.
That's impressive. That really is. For
pretty
a cup,
amazing.
For sure.
Know. Again, how do it know? Catcoolers.com and use promo code Mojo50.
We've scoured news platforms and agencies around the globe for today's most profound news headlines. Presenting them now, here's Brad Staggs.
Proving that, in fact, a stopwatch is right twice a day. Yes, it's me. These are your headlines, 5 stories. One of them isn't true. Your job, find out which one isn't true and report it to us. We start in Pascagoula, Mississippi. A historical marker has been placed near the river where 2 men in southern Mississippi say they were abducted by aliens in 1973. See how I tied this into the whole Air Force thing?
I'm telling you, the king of segues right here before your very eyes, ladies and gentlemen.
Crownless king, but a king nevertheless. News outlets report the city of Pascagoula dedicated the marker Saturday at Lighthouse Park. Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker said they were on the shores of the Pascagoula River when what appeared to be aliens pulled them on board a UFO, examined them for about 30 minutes, and then returned them to Earth.
Did they say how they were examined?
It's never a good story when they, it's a good story, but it's never what you would call a pleasurable experience when they come back and report. Because most of these things, if you've ever read any of the accounts of people who say they've been abducted, it is, you think going to the proctologist is rough? Imagine with beings that have apparently extremely long fingers and very rough, scaly skin. We'll just leave it at that. You decide.
Huh. I wonder if that has anything to do with anal cancer.
You know, that's a good question.
Could the two be linked?
That is a very good point. I hadn't even thought about that.
Thank you. That's why I'm here.
Back to my other voice now. Both reported the event to the sheriff's department, were checked out at a hospital after it happened. October 11th, 1973. The story has become known worldwide, even though I just heard about it today. Parker published a book about the experience in 2018. Hickson died in 2011. Both said many people doubted their story. A few witnesses have come forward to corroborate some details. Huh. Interesting. In Boston, a Boston veterinary hospital got a bit of a surprise recently. A family dog, or a family rather. The dog didn't bring himself in, although that would be an interesting part of the story. The family brought in their bulldog after he stopped eating. That is cause for alarm, I would say. The Angel Animal Medical Center did a little digging. They found 19 baby pacifiers in the dog's stomach.
What?
You ever heard dogs will eat the weirdest things? A friend in Nashville had a dog who was constantly eating her pantyhose.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I got a cat who likes to be able to take my sock and put it in her drinking bowl. Just one sock. Just one.
That's bizarre.
It is. I'm telling you, this is a psycho cat.
I thought you were going to say she was eating it. That's
No. Just takes it, plays with it, and puts it in her drinking bowl as if she's going to wash it for me or something. I don't know.
I had a cat who hated dryer sheets.
Really?
She'd tear them apart. The thing about, at least she wasn't eating them. The thing is, the dog that ate the pantyhose, when they'd walk the dog, and then the pantyhose, it had only come part way out.
Oh, no.
There you go. There's your visual this morning.
Gotta help him. Help Fluffy.
Pretty
Help
much.
Fluffy.
Apparently, it's hard to pass pantyhose. Who knew? The bulldog, on the other hand, they say it started in April when the Wellesley family noticed their 3-year-old dog, Mortimer, started getting nauseous before meals. The owner, Emily Shanahan, brought Mortimer to the vet. They were prescribed medicine to take care of the issue. It didn't help. Mortimer eventually stopped eating entirely. Poor Mortimer was full. Shanahan went to Angel where they took an x-ray. They discovered the pacifiers. Vets think Mortimer had been taking the pacifiers from Shanahan's 2 children over the course of months.
So the children had over 19 pacifiers?
Disappear.
Just gone. Be like, oh, hey, honey, where's the kid's pacifier?
Damn it.
I don't know. It was laying right here before. I don't have a clue.
Yeah, you would have thought that they would have noticed the pacifier disappearance at some point.
And what are their kids doing with pacifiers to begin with?
Right. I mean,
what's really going on?
They're 17 and 18 years old,
yeah,
so why
right?
do these kids need...
19? Come on.
I think it's time we take the passy away from the kids. Just saying. In Florida, only in Florida, a couple there reported missing after deciding to have sex in the Miami River while wearing dolphin mascot costumes.
Makes sense.
It is Florida. 27-year-old Steve Bernards and 25-year-old Erica Sanders. They're an adventurous couple known for posting videos of their various outdoor sexual experiences on various pornographic sites. Last week, apparently, the couple set out to have sex in the Miami River while wearing some full-body dolphin costumes. Planning to... Rule 34. Planning to film themselves for their online fans. Unfortunately, things did not go quite as planned, they say. According to Fishing with His Son, saw the couple head out into the water. Well, that had to be disturbing.
Right. Hey, Dad, what are those people over there doing? Son.
Shut up and quit fishing. Just put your line back in the water, kid.
Right.
The two suddenly disappeared in the river as if they were being pulled under by an alligator, they said. Wow. Mr. McCuller says he and several other fishermen headed out in the couple's direction. They were unable to locate said couple.
Aw. What about the costumes? Were they able to save the costumes?
Swimming while wearing apparently a mascot costume is not recommended, according to the police there. Several Americans keep taking risks and doing it, leading to an average 37 deaths per year in the United States.
Wait, time out. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
37 deaths in the United States per year because people going into the water wearing costumes.
Some sort of a mascot costume. Yeah, so, I mean,
Forgive me, but I really think this is God's way of just sort of getting rid of the stupid people.
It could be. This could be natural selection.
That's what I'm saying.
Back in high school, our mascot was the Annie Antelope. And
what?
Well, it was at the Antelope Valley, so it was although now it better be Alan and Annie Antelope. Annie Antelope had a little costume, little head to put over the little antlers, the whole thing. So, and there may or may not have been a couple of fantasies involving Annie Antelope. I'm just going to leave that there. Moving on, researchers at Scotland's University of St. Andrews have coaxed a seal to sing the first notes of the Star Wars theme song and also Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
You have a sound bit?
Well, no, because if I had the sound, you'd know it was real or it was fake.
Okay.
By not having the sound, I can neither confirm nor deny that it's real or fake.
Okay, let me ask you a different question.
Yes.
If this is true,
yes,
do you have a sound bit?
Possibly.
Okay. Move on.
A gray seal named Zola hears a computer play the first 7 notes of the Star Wars theme, then barks the tune back, stretching the last notes. Amanda Stansbury did the research while earning her PhD at St. Andrews under Vincent Janik, the director of the Scottish Oceans Institute, or SOI, if you are into acronyms. What's new about the research? We taught the seals how to imitate new sounds. We could have played them any song or combination of notes. But they decided on the Star Wars theme and Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Yeah, that pretty much covers the spectrum of all music.
Those would have been the 2 I chose, I think. In Norway, they say maybe midnight in Summeroy, but the sun is still shining on the Norwegian island. The clock strikes 12. The island's residents are playing, working, fishing, socializing. Nighttime commands sleep, but Summeroy doesn't want to listen. If the 350 residents of the area get their way, the clocks will stop ticking, alarms will cease their noise. A campaign to do away with timekeeping on the island has gained momentum as Norway's parliament considers the island's petition.
Wait, hold on. So they're talking about doing away with time altogether?
Doing away with time on the island.
Really?
Yes.
So no more time?
No more time.
No more time on their hands?
Or infinite time. You decide. I mean, it's all glass half empty, glass half full.
So you can just show up to work anytime you want because, hey.
Yeah, there's no clock. I'm not late. I could be early.
Okay, so then don't go bitching if somebody doesn't pay you because, hey, you know what? You didn't show up on the time clock.
Exactly.
Because there is no time clock.
They say, why do we need time and clocks when there is no night? During a 70-day period leading up to and following the summer solstice from May 18th to July 26th, darkness never falls across the sky. So it's light constantly.
That would have to be rough.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I would. That would mess me up because I'd be doing. Because I get tired when it starts to get dark. In the wintertime here it gets dark early, and you're like 4:30 in the afternoon. I go to sleep. But when it's light out, we want to be up doing stuff.
Right.
They say there's always less wind at night here. Perfect to paint the garage. That's what I think of doing if I had more time. Fishermen are out half the night. After all, if we get tired, we're fit to go after a nap on the sofa. Why don't we just sign out of time, throw away all the clocks, forget about them? Life would be much easier, according to their Facebook posts. So there you have it. A list of 5 stories. You've got the historical marker commemorating the alien abduction. You've got the bulldog and the 19 pacifiers. You've got the couple wearing dolphin outfits and having sex and disappearing. You've got the seal actually singing Star Wars and Twinkle Twinkle, and you have the island where they want to get rid of time. Well, you decide which one of those is fake. In the meantime, I will tell you about what is in my cat mug. My cat mug has the Cartel Bold blend in it right now.
Nice.
It is tasty. It is from APR Coffee, that, of course, AmericanPrideRoasters.com. I still think my favorite, after trying most all of them, is still Ron's Sexual Chocolate.
You like that one, do you?
It disappears the fastest. It's just gone. The Bold, though, is thank you. The Bold is really good. I like that. There's only I think it's the Whitfield that was not my favorite.
Huh.
It's something different for everybody. I mean, you're not gonna like everything. The way to do it is to Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com, see what you find that maybe suits your fancy. I mean, if you are, and it's not an overpowering taste. The sexual chocolate, the fruity overtones,
right?
They're just taste. It's just a little kiss of
just
flavor.
A little kiss of it.
Just a little kiss of it.
Say it again.
Ron, sexual chocolate, just a little kiss.
Just saying. I really like having a bell in the studio. This is fun.
Yeah, I may have to take that away from you.
No, I don't think so. Double dog dare you.
Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com and find out what you like best. All right, over on the Twitter, the consensus. So if there is a consensus, Jared McCarty says dolphin couple, smacking duck, dolphin sex. They're all fake, going out a limb, says Lori F&D. Yeah, she's done that before where she just tries to throw a blanket over all of it.
Right?
I don't know. Dolphin sex, gator food sounds too Florida to be true. I'm calling BS on the mascot's costume story from TechRoo. Huh.
I'm thinking, if I may, because I was really trying not to watch what you were reading.
Right.
But I think the alien story is fake.
All right. Well, sorry, that was the wrong button.
Thank you.
That was what I was looking for.
What do you got?
The fake story in the midst of all of the rest of them was, in fact, the dolphin couple.
No!
Yeah.
No!
Everybody, that was, when I was choosing that one, I thought this one seems a little too Florida to be Florida. If that's possible.
No. So that means there's really people out there having sex.
Well, here's the thing.
I mean, doing that stuff.
Here's the thing. That is not a true story, but the fact of the matter is, at least with those two names, that's not to say it's never happened. I guarantee you that. More on your Daily Mojo coming up.
A free exchange of ideas. Mojo 50.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Hi, this is Lee Colan with your Leadership Matters Minute. Quit taking a ride and take the wheel. You know, there's a difference between passengers and drivers. Think about it. If you're a passenger in a car, man, it's great. You're just going along for a ride. You can just throw popcorn up at your parents. You could, in my car, you can even control the radio from the back seat, kick your feet out, open the window. Not a care in the world when you're a passenger. And everybody that's a passenger ultimately wants to become a driver. They want to become a leader. But it's interesting, when we move from the passenger seat to the driver's seat, the leader's role, we lose all that flexibility. Now we have to accept responsibility for those in the back seat, for ourselves, the safety of our car, and the safety of those all around us. But we need to jump into that driver's seat to really take responsibility and really be the leader we need to be for ourselves and for others around us. Those who let things happen to them lose to those who make things happen. So jump in the driver's seat and make things happen. I'm Lee Colan, and this is your Leadership Matters Minute. For more tips and tools, text the word leadership to 444-999.
Off Track Theater and the Whiskey Six Gang are proud to be a part of the provocative and stimulating weekend lineup on Mojo 50.
For an engaging take on current events, catch the Bells of Liberty on Saturdays at 2 p.m. Eastern.
The Big Sarge Show for all your national security talks, Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And of course, get derailed and go off track with Whiskey 6, Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Mojo 50.
The Daily Mojo.
Mojo Jedi just tweeted, I think I enjoy the headlines as written without having to try to guess which one is fake.
Right.
Tough.
You can't have it your way.
No, you can't always get what you want, according to Mick Jagger, who, by the way, is out of the hospital now, and he's had his heart surgery.
Yeah.
And they are going back out on tour.
Yeah, but did you know that the band wants to make sure he doesn't die on stage? So they've hired 3 different doctors. Each one of them have 8-hour shift rotations. He has to wear a heart monitor while on stage.
Wow.
They carry a defibrillator with them everywhere. And they have emergency routes to the stadium and the hotel as far as where they're at to the hospital. They have it all planned out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That, you know what? Money can do amazing things.
It sure can, man.
Wow. What do they say? It's just as easy to love a rich man as a poor man.
Is it?
I don't know.
Ask my wife. Oh, by the way, hey, listen, I just got an emergency text from my missus.
Yes.
Our toaster's broken.
No.
Yeah, so evidently she loves to have toast in the morning, right? So one side of the toaster burns it while the other side toasts it the way it's supposed to. So we're kind of curious. Do you think you could fix it?
I would just lay the piece of bread on top between the two slots.
Right.
And then you should get perfect toast.
Just lay it on top.
Just lay it on top, because if one side's too hot, one side's too cold, essentially.
Right.
Just
That would
lay it
take
on top.
forever.
Yeah. Now, what you don't want to do, though, is stick a knife down in there. You know, a lot of people would, and I consider, plug the toaster and stick a knife in there and just dislodge crumbs.
Right.
That's
bad?
Never works out well.
Huh.
The only time that works out well is if you do it in the bathtub.
Oh, okay.
The water grounds you.
Got it.
Yeah. So
I'll
you're
try
fine.
that later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So let me know if it fixes it. You were asking earlier about the seal singing. How is it that people didn't think this was not real? I mean,
because that just sounds like seals are smart animals. I mean, I would imagine a seal could do that.
Well, you asked about the video, and I haven't even heard this yet, so we're going to hear it together
for the first time.
University of St. Andrews. This
Hold
is
on.
the
Here we go. That is awesome.
Okay, so the first sound you're hearing are I guess they're playing the notes on a keyboard or something, but the second set of notes, that is the seal. So let's play them again. Now here's the seal.
That's classic.
Wow. All right, that's the instrument. Here's the seal.
Hey, time to go for a little swim.
Let's hear Twinkle Twinkle. That's the instrument. Here's the seal. Well, it apparently didn't want to sing Twinkle Twinkle. That's the instrument. What the hell? It seems to be scared, apparently, of singing
Right?
Twinkle Twinkle.
That would scare me too, though.
It's run.
Beautiful.
Okay.
That was perfect.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. That seal is pitchy.
No,
That
that's
seal
better.
is-
That's better than the music.
That seal can't hit the high
You're
notes.
such a hater. I swear you're a hater.
Look at the face on it. I mean, it's got a cute face, but it can't hit the high notes like a boy band.
Wow, that's harsh.
I'm
You're
just
just
saying.
jealous because you don't have your own little personal pool like the seal does.
That is an attractive-looking pool, too.
Are you? What's that green slime all around the
Yes,
side of it? You think they'd spend more time
exactly.
cleaning the pool unless I'm teaching it how to sing?
That is, whew.
Wow.
That is a nasty-looking... And the seal apparently likes it because it keeps getting back in there. So a seal really... That's what they do at St. Andrews University in, where did I say that was? In Scotland. Scotland! That's what we're doing over here. We're teaching seals to sing. You got a problem with it? Take it outside. Did you see the president on Meet the Press?
No. I think I was busy, I don't know, doing anything else, maybe.
I know. I get so irritated with the Sunday shows. They just, it's the same old stuff.
Right.
Over and over. And Chuck Todd, the beauty that was Tim Russert. Tim Russert may have been a flaming liberal. I don't know. You never knew it. You never knew if he was liberal, if he was conservative. You didn't know because he kept that opinion to him. He didn't make it apparent in his interviewing technique. Chuck Todd, on the other hand, it's adversarial. The interview here with the president, and here's just a bit of it here.
Came to Prime Minister Abiy. He then called me. I said, send the following message. You can't have nuclear weapons.
Do you want to do a separate deal with Iran, or do you want to get everybody involved in the same deal? Get the Russians, get the Chinese.
I don't care what kind of a deal. It can be separate or it can be total.
But it's one-on-one talks you and the Ayatollah? Is it one-on-one talks you and the Ayatollah or you and the president? It doesn't matter to me. You know, here's what I want. Anything that gets you to the result, they cannot have a nuclear weapon. It's not about the Straits. You know, a lot of people covered it incorrectly. They never mentioned. They cannot have a nuclear weapon.
I think he's pretty clear in what the goal is. They can't have a Here's why they can't have a nuclear weapon. Because they're crazy.
Right?
They're nuts. You cannot give the crazy kids a nuclear weapon. Because, and he says it later, he says, because they'll use it. Which is exactly what they do.
Right.
Here's my observation. Everybody criticized the president for not carrying through with the attack. And I think this was another one of his, after a little thought, I think this was another one of his diversions. I think that, and you're not hearing much about the cyber attack. You're not hearing much about what happened after he said that he called back the jet fighters, the bombers, whatever. That they were in the air and he called them back after asking how many people were going to die. We launched a cyber attack on them. We disabled a lot of their capability to launch missiles and apparently launch planes. I think that was the intention all along. I think the intention was to, all right, you're going to pull this crap. Here, this is the first, and this is modern warfare now.
Right.
It's not, we're not going to bomb you. We're just going to click. We're going to turn off your power. We're going to turn off your ability to shoot a missile. We're going to turn off your ability to fly a plane. And that, I mean, essentially crippling you. Sorry. Is that offensive?
I'll be right back. Hold on.
Somebody lock the studio door.
Hey, Ken. Hey, Ken. Yeah, Jeff Collins here. Yeah, he's at it again. He's trying to make fun of me and stuff.
Cut off his phone line. Just cut it off.
Hold on.
Just cut it off.
Yeah, I've got it recorded, Ken. Yeah.
See?
Thanks, Ken. All right.
The beauty of it is you can have everything I own. Everything.
Just saying, man. You keep that crap up. Keep it. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I mean, seriously, these guys, if we disable their ability, sorry, I didn't mean to apologize. If we disable their ability to wage war, have we not won the war?
Hey, Ken, it's Jeff again. Yeah, he won't stop. He doesn't care. Ken,
he's
I'm
right.
telling you,
he's right about that. It's I don't.
I don't care what court you choose.
Doesn't
the Supreme Court. Take it all the way to the top, Ken. All right, thanks, Ken. I'll talk to you soon.
You can have all the royalties from my new brand, FUCT. Why? If we disable their ability to wage war, then we've won the war without even firing a shot.
Right. Plus, he looks like a humanitarian in the process.
Exactly.
He's brilliant. It's great.
I think that's what happened. And I think that it's not getting, and of course, the mainstream media cannot possibly give the president any credit for doing something like this, which, if in fact that's what happened, genius move. Not one loss of life, and yet you have kept the Iranians from doing something stupid. Now, why didn't they do it in the first place when they were bombing or torpedoing the ships, which I'm still questioning what the hell happened there. Because, again, the Iranians said that they would do it. They would disrupt trade in that shipping route. And then when it happened, they didn't take credit, which I still not quite sure why they did it that way.
Listen, man, there's things going on behind the scenes we don't even know about. What we were privileged to see at this point in time is just the tip of the iceberg.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're hearing nobody criticize the Iranians and the president of Iran for saying that the White House is retarded. That's what he said. He called the White House, his words were afflicted by mental retardation, which is, you might as well say it. He called the White House and the president retarded.
Wow.
Interesting how if that had been, let's say he had said that when Obama was in office. Whew.
But see, there would have been no need at that point in time because
true.
Obama was
That's
giving
true.
them everything they wanted, right?
That's true. Yes,
I mean, we worked out a
cash
deal.
off. Right.
They promised they weren't going to do this.
Right,
And we had
exactly.
things set up, right?
Yes.
To where we could go in anytime and just sort of check
Wait.
things out.
Wait a minute. Are
Walk
you
around. Just walk around. Check it out. Just
Are you
say, you know what? That looks
suggesting-
like an extra pile of nuclear stuff
No,
there. Is that supposed to be there?
There's nothing to see over here. Don't look.
Are you sure? Because, I mean, I'm telling you.
There's nothing to see over here. Don't
No,
look.
it looks like that
No,
is
no,
not on the inventory sheet.
No. Your counter is wrong.
Wait,
It's
right
wrong.
there? Are
No,
you sure?
wrong.
Because look
No,
here,
no,
my tick mark.
Yeah, no, it's wrong.
My
It's
tick
wrong.
mark right here.
Probably made in China.
I'm using my iPhone.
No.
I'm using my iPhone.
Oh, that's a Chinese knockoff. No.
Huh.
Nothing to see here. Let's go have lunch.
Telling you, that looks like an extra pile.
We're having monkey brains. Is that their Indian accent? Is that more Indian? I don't know.
Man.
It's close. Outrageous and idiotic. That is what they call the sanctions that the United States has imposed on Iran.
Isn't Maxine Waters going off actually like supporting Iran? I could have sworn I saw something, whether it be a tweet or a Facebook post or something, where Maxine Waters was like, Trump has lost his mind and she's behind Iran because indeed we were flying the drone in their airspace.
That would be as crazy as a SEAL being taught the Star Wars theme, I think. Here is a headline, ironically enough, from the Political Insider. Maxine Waters sides with Iran.
Thank you. Look at me. I got my finger on the pulse as to what's
Wow.
going on, man.
It's amazing because you just don't look that
Dude.
smart.
Wow.
Maxine Waters took to social media Sunday evening to side with Iran over our military intelligence and the President of the United States. That,
Ship her over there.
yes.
Let her be the counter.
Enjoy,
Yes.
Maxine.
There you
Enjoy.
go. They've got a position for you.
Yes,
they do.
Yeah, boy,
Just waiting.
do they have a position. She practically parroted the Iranian regime in claiming the drone that was shot down last week had violated their airspace. Iran says it shot down the drone for violating their airspace near the Strait of Hormuz. United States, of course, says the drone was in international airspace over the same strait. Now, here's the funny thing. Remember, the United States, we had scientific data. We had charts. We had computer generate. We even had video footage. And, of course, the Iranians had a hand-drawn picture. That was hysterical.
Yes.
A picture of the they literally drew a picture of the drone and of the map of Iran and arrows. Here's where you're. Oh, well, then.
By golly.
If your drawing says it, then it must be true. I mean, they never lie. They don't lie to us.
No.
What's behind us? That looks like no.
I'm telling you that airplane, that drone looks like it's right there where it's supposed to be.
No, it's not.
And I don't think it's over in your area.
Yeah, it does say that.
I'm telling you right now.
Look at my drawing right here.
I'm telling you, Corey.
Look what I drew.
I don't care about your drawing. I'm telling you right now.
I use
that drone,
Serenity Blue.
It's not in your airspace.
It's drawn in Serenity Blue. It cannot possibly.
Why do you keep going back to the drawing?
It's my drawing is perfect. Look, I even drew the. It's not to scale. It's not the drone looks a little bigger in person than this. Maxine Waters. Why was the unmanned drone in Iran's airspace? Why the surveillance? Don't provoke and then pretend innocence. That was Maxine. We should play a little game. Maxine Waters or the Shah. Or not the Shah, but the president of Iran.
Okay.
Yeah. So who would you think would have said that? Why is the unmanned drone in Iran's airspace? Why the surveillance? Don't provoke and then pretend innocence. You'd think that would come from the president of Iran. No. That was Maxine Waters. This is crazy. This is absolute craziness. But again, if in fact the bottom line is this, I think that possibly those cyber attacks, us attacking their electronics, us disabling their jets, their rockets. I think that was the goal all along. We've got them, searching the skies, looking for the bombers when all of a sudden, just right down the old USB cable. I mean, they never saw it coming.
Isn't that amazing that we have the ability to be able to do that?
Yes.
I mean, seriously, man. And we're talking about on the other side of the world, brother.
Yes.
And we just went click.
Now, of course, they are saying it didn't do anything. Nothing. Your little tricks did nothing. And they're scrambling meantime to. I wonder if it's this cable. Is it this one? No. Did you overload? You overloaded the software. But I bet you anything that's exactly what happened. Now, they're not going to admit it, and the president won't get credit, not at least from the mainstream media. But you watch what they say in the history books. I'm betting that's exactly what happened.
They're going to refer to the history books to be able to tell the truth as far as what Trump did and did not do?
I misspoke.
Yeah.
I apologize.
That's why you need Mojo 50. Mojo50.com.
Yes. Yeah. If you want the truth, remember, he who controls history controls the future. I swear, it sounds like there's a drone outside the studio.
Now, somebody doing some weed eating.
Is that what it is?
And I'm telling you, it's got to be one powerful weed eater.
That
thing is just...
That or we're being buzzed by a drone. I'm not sure which.
Could be.
Let's see. Alarkiev and Farka and Obama could be completely innocent in this drone situation if he was still president. Just saying. That's true. Hold on.
That's true.
Mojo Jedi, I hear Maxine Waters, and all I see is a maxi pad in my head. Oh, those crazy jackholes. You try rubbing and scrubbing and still. See, that's a reference to a very old commercial about ring around the collar. You remember those? I've tried rubbing and scrubbing, and this would not be a commercial you'd be able to play in Britain anymore because it enforces a gender stereotype of a woman washing her husband's shirts, and he has ring around the collar, and she's tried rubbing and scrubbing and still ring around the collar.
Right.
That's because she wasn't working hard enough to get the ring around the collar out. Just saying.
Those women. Jeez.
I know.
God,
right?
They have one job. One job, Brad.
And they can't even get it right. Backyard cows. Democrats are okay with Iran having nuclear weapons, but don't want law-abiding American citizens to have assault rifles. Isn't that the truth? We live in a crazy time. Smacking Duck, I wish Trump had said there's only one way they'll be getting a nuclear weapon, and they won't like it.
That's the way. Special delivery right here, buddy.
Yeah.
Open up and say all.
The Acme nuclear weapon company. You could ship it over there with the Coyote. That would be kind of fun. Technology is a wonderful thing if it's in the right hands and if things are done correctly with. That's what Patriot Mobile is all about. They have the technology of cellular communication. If you had said that in the 70s or 80s, hey, why don't you just call them on your cell phone? Huh? You can call anybody anywhere, like on Star Trek. Oh, get out of here. I mean, think about how far we've come in 40 years. It is absolutely amazing. And then, of course, with the advent of Credo Mobile here just a few years ago, you have to credit the progressives. They found a way to fund their progressive causes through technology. And then, of course, Patriot Mobile responded in kind by creating Patriot Mobile. So when you have a cell phone account if you go to patriotmobile.com/mojo 50, you will find that they are probably the country's only conservative and libertarian leaning cell phone company. You get the cell phone service through them. They, in turn, each month, their causes, the organizations that they give money to, things like the NRA, the Heritage Foundation, the Susan B. Anthony List, Americans for Prosperity, Freedom Works. We just had Adam Brandon on the show last week, as a matter of fact, from Freedom Works. The Faith and Freedom Coalition, and there are others, too. You can find out more if you go to their website at patriotmobile.com/mojo50. You can also find out if they have good coverage in your area, because it really doesn't matter if you are funding the most conservative causes in the country if your reception of their cell phone service sucks. I mean, I wouldn't do that. That weed whacker is still going, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's a drone.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying not to talk to you, because it's like I'm figuring.
Oh, I can hear it in here.
You can hear it in there?
Yeah, you might, yeah.
With all the boarded up windows.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
And
golly.
there's insulation on those things, too. I mean, can you believe that?
I'm telling you, this thing has got to be gas powered.
I think it could be a drone. Just saying. Go to Mojo or go to patriotmobile.com/mojo50 and find out more about Patriot Mobile. Be part of the solution. By the way, with their Come On Over promotion, you get a month service free. But hurry, because they can't keep giving away the farm.
That's a pretty solid deal.
I know.
Switch on over, and they're giving you your first month for free.
I mean,
man, are you kidding? I'd be calling everybody. For the first, I'd be like, hey,
I'd be on the phone.
I'd talk to you forever.
I used to like talking on the phone.
Used to.
I used to.
Right.
I really did. Now anymore, I just don't.
It's not any fun.
Mm-mm.
I took my kids up to the mall one day, and we were just sort of walking around. And right there on the way to the restrooms was the payphone that was still on the wall. They hadn't taken it out yet.
Did you lift it up just to see if there was a dial tone?
Listen, man, I said, kids, check this out. This is the original mobile phone. And they were looking at it, and they were like, mobile phone? What do you mean? I said, no, you got to think about it like this. We're mobile.
Right.
This is a phone.
Yes.
You were out. You were about, oh, you know what? I'm running late. Need to call home. Boom. There's your mobile phone. That's it right there. And my youngest son was like, how are you going to put that in your pocket? I'm like, I think you're missing the point here, son. Work with me just a little bit more.
It's if you think about the way it's changed. I mean, you used to go, if you were on a business trip, you go to the hotel, you get off the airplane, you go to the hotel, and the front desk, any messages for me? And then you'd go up to the room, and you'd pay the outrageous fees on the phone. It would be, local calls were, they would advertise local calls for 50 cents.
Right.
And then long distance, whoo, boy, were you paying out the nose for those.
Yeah, don't dare call home on that one.
No, and then, I mean, it's, most of the times now, there's a phone in the room, but it only connects to the front desk.
Right.
I mean, you can't even call out on the thing. It's amazing how far we've come with technology. And have you seen those videos of the kids trying to figure out the
rotary?
Yeah, the rotary phone.
Yes.
That is hysterical.
That is awesome.
It just doesn't seem that. I mean, I guess if you don't know how to use it, there's no reason that you would know to put your finger in all the way around. And
yeah, you put an iPad in front of them.
Right.
Next thing you know, they've hacked into China.
They've
right?
hacked into Iran.
Yeah,
and disabled all of their weapons. Yeah, technology has been an amazing, amazing thing. And it can be used for good or for evil, for smart or for stupid, for... This is from the Daily Record. I believe this is from England. A 35-year-old driving examiner didn't have a very good day. 68-year-old woman taking her test. He gets out. He is directing her. She's got the little obstacle course apparently set up. It's this happened in the Polish city of Rybnik, by the way, on Monday of this week, yesterday. Not yet known how she did this, but somehow during the course of the maneuvers, during the part of the exam that focused on maneuvers, she was able to run over and kill the examiner. I know you're laughing. He's
wait.
Dead.
Are we back at the fake headline stories?
No, this is true. This is she's 68 years old. Circumstances which are unknown at the present time. She hit the examiner, who unfortunately, results of his injuries, died at the scene. She.
I'm sorry. This isn't funny, except for the fact.
See?
So he couldn't move out of the way? Like, oh my God, here comes the car right at me.
Apparently he was not so good at the maneuvers. She was. See,
maybe she thought he was a part of the course. Like, she got bonus points for hitting him.
I think that's absolutely possible.
I'm going to pass this test. Watch. I'm going to hit him. Oh, this is going to be good. They're going to look at me and say, you go, Grandma. Way to go. Woo-hoo.
First of all, why are they allowing women to drive?
Wow.
I mean, that's the first question you got to ask right there. I mean, this is what happens when you make crazy laws like women can drive.
This is why our society is in the shape that it's in, right here, right now. Thank you, Brad Staggs.
We wouldn't have had drones flying over Iran. Women could drive. If women still couldn't drive, I mean, it's so much simpler.
They should be at home working on the ring around the collar.
Yes.
Yes.
It's just, progress is not always a good thing. Just saying. Here's an interesting story out of Florida. Now, this is I'm got to tell you, I'm on the woman's side on this one, and this is weird. A woman in Florida was arrested. She was arrested for turning over her estranged husband's guns to police.
Okay.
So they're going through a divorce. They're living in two separate residences.
All right.
He was arrested on domestic violence charges. So she breaks into, because apparently they're sharing custody of the kids at the moment. She breaks into his apartment, gets his guns, and turns them over to the cops.
Boom. Arrest her.
She did. She was arrested. Florida State Congresswoman asked prosecutors to drop the case against Courtney Irby. She was jailed for 6 days on theft charges. Prosecutors say they have not yet decided whether to pursue the case. On Monday, Ms. Escamani, that would be the lawyer, I believe. Excuse me, no, she's one of the... she's a Democratic lawmaker down there. She shared the letter that she sent to State Attorney Brian Hawes on Twitter saying, Ms. Irby was seeking help from the Lakeland Police Department to take action to protect herself and her children. We should be outraged by her arrest. I'm requesting that your office not prosecute.
I'm requesting that you shut up, lady, and let the law do what the law is supposed to do.
So, okay, so this guy, Ms. Irby and her husband, Joseph Irby, they have 2 children. They're in the middle of a divorce. They separated in December. Lawyer for her said she had no right, lawyer for him said the woman had no right to enter his client's apartment. He described his client as a hardworking and calm family man. On June 14th, following a divorce court meeting, Mr. Irby was arrested for domestic aggravated battery after he allegedly ran his wife's vehicle off the road and hit her car with his own.
Okay, so that's an issue. I could understand that, absolutely. And you know what? Then he needs to face charges for that type of action. But her busting into his apartment and taking his firearms, wrong.
Think so?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Now, listen, if she had issues, then great. Call the police, call your lawyer, see if you can get some type of emergency injunction going on or whatever. I mean, for the safety of the kids, I get it. All right, fine. But you don't get to go in there and look, you're divorced or you're in the process of divorcing. That's no longer your place. You have no right inside that man's home.
But how many times have we heard the story of the guy coming over to the house, or vice versa for that matter? I mean, switch the roles, and killing somebody after he's done something crazy. We always knew this was going to happen because he was crazy,
right?
Or she was crazy. Either way, again, it doesn't matter which. If we're talking about the man or the wife, either way, I think if I'm her, And let's just take everything at face value. Let's just say that all of this is true, that he did, in fact, run her off the road and hit her car with his car. That's a little cray-cray. Right. That's a little wackadoodle. And if I'm thinking, okay, he's got guns, I got my kids, I don't want to end up I'd rather spend 6 days in jail than end up reading a story about my kids being shot to death or worse, and then him coming after me.
What about this as an idea? Mm-hmm. How about she gets her own gun? How about she gets a couple of them? I'm just saying, Brad.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other ways of being able to take care. She's wrong. She is wrong. I get that you support her. I understand. But she's wrong for doing what she did.
This is a tough one.
I've spoken.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I see both sides of it, and you just never know. At least nobody ended up being killed in this story. That's the good news. More of your Daily Mojo coming up next.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. Mojo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. It is not a shooting war, but rather a war of words between the U.S. and Iran at the UN Security Council.
The United States laid blame on Iran for recent attacks on 2 oil tankers in the Persian Gulf.
It's clear to us, and it should be to the world, that Iran was responsible for the May 12th and June 13th attacks against ships in the Persian Gulf.
Speaking with reporters afterwards, acting U.S. UN Ambassador Jonathan Cohen also said last week's shoot-down of a U.S. drone was over international, not Iranian waters. But Iranian UN Ambassador Majid Takhtravanshi called the Security Council meeting a sham.
We expressed our readiness and requested to participate in that meeting. However, unfortunately, we were denied.
I'm Mike Rossiya.
New Acting Defense Secretary Mark Esper is headed to Europe, hoping to persuade reluctant NATO allies to work with the Trump administration on Iran sanctions and Middle East security. So how much is that appendectomy going to cost?
In a bid to keep healthcare costs down, the president signed an executive order that calls on hospitals to disclose the actual prices of their common tests and procedures.
We believe the American people have a right to know the price of services before they go to visit the doctor.
He called it a truly historic day.
First time ever, first time it's ever been done.
And he claimed the cost of healthcare will go way, way down. Greg Clugston, the White House.
The White House says presidential counselor Kellyanne Conway will not be appearing this week before a Democrat-controlled House panel. It's looking into allegations that Conway repeatedly violated the Hatch Act Federal law prohibits employees of the executive branch from using their official authority or influence to affect the result of an election. On Wall Street, stock futures mixed. Dow futures are up about 16 points. NASDAQ futures 7 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Having an extra supply of food on hand is just smart. Some people call it prepping. I call it smart. You never know what's going to happen in this world. Go to mypatriotsupply.com. You'll find out a lot of good reasons to have that food and some great prices. mypatriotsupply.com.
Radio's so good it will knock you out of your seat. Uncommon Sense with Bill and Jen, Monday through Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern.
Mojo 50.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-218-6473. 800-218-6473. 800-218-6473. That's 800-218-6473.
This is the Mojo 50 Institute for the Advanced Application of Freedom. Ya bitches.
The mothership has landed.
All right, here's another one for you. Here's another one. If you were going to side with essentially side with the husband in the last one. This story comes from Michigan. And basically a man and his wife, the guy's name is Rich Zalasco. And he won a lottery jackpot. And he was in the midst of a divorce proceeding. And the court has ruled that he must, in fact, share, because they were in the midst of a divorce when he won the lottery. He must share the lottery winnings with his ex-wife.
Wait, hold on. They're in the midst of the divorce.
He buys a lottery ticket.
He buys a lottery ticket.
Yes.
He's a winner.
He's a winner.
But they're not divorced yet.
They're not divorced yet.
Boom, she gets half the money. Are they in Texas?
No, they're in Detroit.
Oh, is the Detroit rules different there?
No.
Because it's a 50-50 state in Texas.
Well, apparently it's that way in Michigan. He, he got, it was I guess Mega Millions, $30 million.
He should have held on to that ticket until the divorce was finalized.
Yes.
Yes.
Although, how long are those tickets good for once they have is it 90 days or something?
I don't know. I mean, get a lawyer that knows how to do it fast, right? Get in there, get out.
Or find some, right, exact, thank you. They were, the divorce, apparently, he won the $30 million in 2013. The divorce didn't get finalized until last year. But the court said that he had to split it with his ex-wife. Boy, that'd be a...
You know what, though? Listen, man, you just won $30 million, right? It costs you $1 to be able to get it, or $5. Let's say it was a $5 ticket, okay? Give her half. Whatever. Be done.
You ever been divorced?
Huh?
You ever been divorced?
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
And do you get along with the ex?
Are you, like, right now?
Yeah, I mean...
See, dude, let me tell you something. Right now,
Okay.
no.
All right. So
Right.
you'd be okay, just right near the check. Right near the check for $15 million.
Right.
You'd be okay with that. I mean, that
you know what? I'd be okay with it because I know how she is, and she would wind up blowing it, and she'd be in worse shape than. I mean, after she got done spending it, she'd be in worse shape afterwards. So yeah, I'd gladly give her $15 or $15 million to be able to watch her hit bottom again.
It's very Christian of you.
I'm sorry. Does that sound bitter? Do I sound like I need therapy?
No, not at all. No,
Are you sure?
I think that's very loving and very giving of you.
Because, I do want the best for her.
Yeah, I can tell.
She's my
absolutely
baby's mama. And I want nothing but the best for her.
I heard you say you'd give her $15 million out of love and kindness.
Yes.
That'd be a tough check to write. That'd be I don't know. Not sure if I could. I mean, obviously, if the court said you had to, you got to, but it would be a toughie. That would be a bit of a, that would sting.
My wife just texted me saying, yeah, you sound bitter. Yeah, just a little bit. Thank you.
Bitter.
Thank you. She also says we need a woman on the show. She goes, we're lacking a female voice.
How dare your wife assume that I do not identify as a woman?
Well, you don't sound like one.
That doesn't.
You don't have legs.
What does a woman sound? Don't you remember the lady who walked into GameStop?
Yeah, that was great.
It's ma'am.
Oh, man.
So how to assume that I am not a woman is an
ass out of you and me.
I can't believe that you. I mean, I would think you would be a little more sensitive.
Me? Why? What does that mean?
It's
really say it.
You look sensitive.
I look sensitive.
You look sensitive.
What makes you say that?
I think it's your eyes.
Huh?
It's your eyes.
My eyes.
Yes, it's your eyes.
Hold on, I'll be right back. Hold on.
It's your eyes.
Ken? Yeah, Ken. It's me again. He's
at
it one more time. I'm telling you.
It's his lawyer.
I'm telling you. This is these conditions. I can't work in these conditions any longer. Wait, hold on. Wait, you're charging me $350 every phone call.
Doing some work before he would actually have to work in those conditions. So.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, AOC's going to pay you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You'll get paid. AOC will take care of it. In the meantime,
there's that. Yeah.
Stick it to Brad, would you?
All
right. Talk to you soon.
Who's to say I would enjoy that? By the way, speaking of gender, MTV is releasing. Remember when MTV used to play music?
Yeah.
It's the
Iron Maiden. Remember Run to the Hills? Did you ever see that one?
It was great. But what was the first video they played on MTV?
Duran Duran.
No.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Dire Straits.
No.
Oh, wait. Dad.
You're so close.
Michael Jackson.
No.
The
Buggles.
Who?
Video Killed the Radio Star.
Oh, that was their very first video?
Very first video. Yeah.
Huh. I was close, right?
Now, you're very close. Now they are releasing a groundbreaking gender fluid dating show.
Of course they are.
The eighth, actually, it's the show has been around for a while. The 8th season of MTV's reality series, Are You the One?, will feature an all-gender fluid cast.
What does that mean?
It means that one day it's going to get very confusing. That's what it means. I mean, the bottom line is it's going to get really, really confusing on that show. I mean, really confusing.
So they're going to have one of every.
No, I mean, what? They're all gender fluid, which means that day to day they could be different genders. I mean, this really opens up the door for not only a lot of confusion, but I think a lot of lawsuits. I mean, you've got one day, one of them is, I don't even know how to describe this cast. They, certainly a diverse looking group. They're all in fantastic shape. They're all
okay. Hold on. This is the group that's going to be on the show.
This is the group here that.
So people who are watching Mojo 50 TV, you can see. Okay, so there's definitely, you can tell that that's definitely a guy.
Yes,
and you can tell that could be a woman.
I would like to
once a guy.
I'd like to draw your attention to the black man in the back row. In the middle. How would you, if you were going to
just... That's the man?
Well, if you take a look at the nether regions, I think that you will see.
Oh, my God.
Yes. If it's a woman, there's...
therapy.
Yes.
Take it off the screen. Make it stop. I'm calling my lawyer. Crap.
I mean, he's got fashion sense. Let's put it that. I mean, well, I don't know. You could say that that bottom that he's wearing, they're wearing. I think that's an offensive term. I don't think you can call him he, she now. That's a clear color violation there. The blue with the turquoise top is just wrong. That's like a royal blue bottom with a turquoise-ish top. I mean, that clashes like nobody's business. That's just awful. But yeah, he, she. I'm assuming, and I'm not. I don't know.
You know what she looks like? It reminds me of David Bowie's wife.
Iman. That was her name.
Huh?
Iman. That was her name. Not Amon. Iman.
Was David Bowie's wife.
Yes.
Does she kind of look
Actually,
like her?
she does, yes.
Yeah.
Or is it Grace Jones? I always get Iman and Grace Jones
I think
confused.
it was Grace Jones. Now that you say Grace Jones.
No, I think it was Iman.
Okay. Well, whoever.
They kind of did look alike, didn't they?
That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an interesting-looking gentleman, woman. I don't want to assume. Then you have the Ted Nugent wannabe back there in the back row off to the right. It's certainly I would say a very diverse cast. It's
is this show going to be actually allowed to air?
That's a really good question because they're shooting this thing in Hawaii. 16 contestants traveling to Hawaii. They will date their fellow contestants with the goal of finding a match and winning a $1 million cash prize.
You're going to need that for therapy after you're done with this damn show.
Are you ever going to? That's the show aims to explore individuals' coming out stories and the intricacies of sexual and gender identity.
That's the goal of the show.
Oh, wow. This thing premieres tomorrow.
We should have a watching party.
That's no kidding.
Yeah, at your place.
If I wasn't rearranging my socks tomorrow, I would say...
No, let's get in touch with Beth and make sure that she's cool with this, and let's make it happen. We can do a live broadcast.
If I wasn't vacuuming tomorrow, I would say
seriously,
absolutely.
It won't be. I'll order pizza. It'll be good.
If I wasn't dusting all of the furniture,
you know
tomorrow,
what? We'll just have about 20, 30 people.
You know, if I wasn't changing the light bulbs in all of the vaulted
ceilings, you could bring out the cat cooler.
Yeah.
Full of beer and everything. I mean, of course, I won't drink. I'll bring my Red Bull, but it'll be fun. Pizza in the show and live broadcast.
If I wasn't scrubbing the gutters tomorrow, I would say absolutely we should do that. If I wasn't,
I'll take that as a maybe.
I'm having to trim the grass. That's not a euphemism. This seems to me that it would be so. I mean, if they're all gender fluid, and I have. If I'm not mistaken, gender fluidity can change minute by minute, day by day, hour by hour.
Please stop.
This is going to get awfully confusing because, I mean, if you're in the middle of a date with somebody and that would be horrible. That would be horrible to be in the middle of a date with somebody and realize, oh, crap, I'm with a dude. And I am not, I'm not attracted to dudes.
He just switched. Did you see that?
Yeah,
she just switched to a he.
I may be missing something here, but that just seems that it would be awfully, awfully confusing, or entertaining. I haven't decided which side of the fence I'm coming down on here yet. This may be the highest rated MTV show they have ever put on the air. Out of curiosity, I wonder what the jackholes are saying about this because slightly venomous Kirk says my MTV has a new gender fluid show. How much does a gender fluid change cost if there's mental flakes in the fluid? Does that mean one or more of the heads is off kilter? That's a good question. Wouldn't gender fluidity be easier if they were just animated?
Yeah. But then nobody wins a prize if it's just animated.
Then you get into the sex thing, and that's just awkward.
As far as animation goes?
Yes, it's like puppet sex. It's weird. You ever seen puppet sex?
No.
I think there was some in Team America.
Team America. Oh, I remember the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't you remember? Wasn't there puppet sex in there?
I don't remember that.
And in Avenue Q. Avenue Q. If you ever have a chance to see Avenue Q, I highly recommend it. And it's very awkward when there is puppet sex in it. It's very strangely awkward. You wouldn't think the puppet sex would be that weird, but it is strangely awkward. Strangely. JR15, Iman was smoking hot. Grace Jones looked like she would rip your penis off and feed it to you.
Isn't that what made her so attractive?
To some, yeah, I would say absolutely. And I don't disagree with that assessment either, quite frankly, because Grace Jones did. Yeah, I wouldn't have messed with her. And the mothership is not a woman, according to Villain and Evil. Shouldn't Handy J get a free lawyer through the ADA?
Thank you.
Stop giving him ideas. Please.
I've got one. Don't worry. AOC's paying them, so we're fine. Of course, she still has to work out the farting cow thing first,
well,
but after that, then he's going to get paid.
You know, I just often wonder if, you know, we look back in time, we look back on, you know, the Leave It to Beaver, the 50s, you know, when gender stereotypes were firmly set in place.
Yes, and everybody else was in the closet, where they should be, where they should have remained.
It just seemed like such a simpler time.
Yes.
You know, mom stayed home and, you know, little Johnny looked a lot like the milkman. I mean, it was just, it's.
But you know what? Milk's milk, man.
No,
I mean, you know, come on.
I mean, when you get right down to it, it just you didn't have all of these different things to worry about. Life was different then. It's just so complicated now. And imagine if it's this complicated now, give us 100 years. What are we going to be arguing about in 100 years?
You know, I think this is going to be a lot like disco. I think this is just going to cycle in. It's going to be real big for a brief period of time, and then it's just going to fade away. I think we will eventually get back to the morals and the standards in which this fine Christian country was founded upon. Can I get an amen?
Amen, brother.
Thank you.
Amen, brother. I don't know.
I think so.
This
is going to burn out, Brad. People are going to get tired of hearing of it. And of course, you know, you're going to have your MTVs, you're going to have your CNNs, and you're going to have your Democratic Party. But eventually, people are just simply going to get tired of it.
Well, okay, think of it this way. We are right now in this country, we are roughly divided down the middle if you take any of the recent presidential elections.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, the percentage of people voting in this last election for Donald Trump versus for what's her name? And I mean, it came down to what, 1%? I mean, it was a percent and a half that was the difference.
Okay.
So we're roughly in this country divided down the middle when it comes to the conservative versus the progressive side, or the liberals, although the progressive side is pushing it further and further to the left. So maybe that will cause a bit of a swing. But if we are literally a percentage point or two away from the majority being pushed one way or the other, it could swing either way. Yeah, I mean, you could be right. We could get back to the basic morals of the 50s. Although I don't know if you go back that far, but it could go absolutely the other way. You get the Bernie Sanders, you get the progressive left in there, and things could swing the opposite direction in a heartbeat.
I don't know, man. I think they're just going too far too fast, and I think the American public as a whole is going to be like, you know what? You guys are really, truly nuts.
I don't disagree with you, and I think that this election in 2020, it will be very telling because, well, if Biden is the nominee, he's not far. He's almost too conservative for the Democrat Party. So I don't know if he becomes the nominee, then maybe. But if you get one of these out there leftists, if you get the Bernie Sanders, if you get the Elizabeth Warren, if you get any of them up there as the candidate, and it's still close, I mean, we're obviously pushing that way.
No. There's a small segment of people that are pushing that.
But then
way.
How did Hillary Clinton end up getting?
But Clinton wasn't pushing all this stuff.
You're right.
She wasn't. Right. And see, that's the difference. Is that Clinton? She had her, idiosyncrasy type stuff that was about her, but she wasn't promoting all this stuff that Bernie Sanders is promoting, and that Maxine Waters is promoting, and that Pocahontas is promoting, and they're just not. And I don't believe the American population, as we are right now, if they wanted to be able to make this happen, they needed to do it slower. They have just gone gangbusters believing that their way is the way, and people aren't going to follow it. They're not. And if they do, I'm moving.
Where?
I don't know. Somewhere.
We go to that Norwegian island where they're going to get her a time.
Thank you. I could do that.
It sounds exhausting to never get a nap. I don't know. It's this will be a very, very telling election. I guess they all are if you really get down to it. Speaking of the Bible, the owners of Noah's Ark have sued their insurance company for flood damage.
Wait, I'm sorry. Noah's Ark? They found it?
This would be the Noah's Ark in Kentucky.
Oh, wait a second. What?
Have you not seen the Noah's Ark in Kentucky? Seriously?
What is that? It right there?
That's it right there. They built the they took what they say were the dimensions that they found in the Bible, and built what they call a scale replica of Noah's Ark. It's in Williamstown, Kentucky. They have sued their insurance company for flood damage. Now, I'll give you just a second to think about the irony there.
Well, hold on. An ark is supposed to take care of floating on top of water.
The whole flood.
And they had flood damage in the ark. So,
well, technically, let me clear that up just a little bit. The damage was technically to the access road to said ark. They have sued their insurance company because the insurance company is saying that they're not going to pay for it. I mean, that's kind of weird that an insurance company would deny a claim. It's never happened before. But $1 million in property damage to the access road due to heavy rains in 2017 and 2018. A landslide, I guess, happened on their access road. The insurance said, nope, we're not covering that. And so, yes, the owners of the ark have sued for flood damage. You see,
but it had nothing to do with the ark.
No.
So this is a very misleading story, Brad.
Pretty much, yes. Yeah. Exactly.
That is a cool-looking ark. If you're checking it out at Mojo 50 TV,
it's
you can see exactly what we're talking about.
Nice. That's a big ark. It's a very large ark. And you'd think that would be fairly easy to find, although I've never been to Mount Ararat. So, which is where they say that the ark is now the real Noah's Ark, the authentic Noah's Ark, which is where they
Let's
say.
do a road trip.
Good time this afternoon?
Well, no, after the MTV Gender Fluid debut show, then we'll pack up afterwards. We do that live remote there at your place, and then we're going to go over to the Ark where'd you say it was?
It's in Williamstown, Kentucky.
Okay, so what is that, a couple hours,
I see, no, that's across state lines, and I think that I would get in trouble for taking you across state lines for immoral purposes. I mean,
I'll be right back.
I think that you just have to...
Hold that thought just a second. I'll be right back.
Consider all those, those different things. In the meantime, if you are, in fact, watching on Mojo 50 TV, there's a little bitty, right up there at the top of the Mojo 50 website, there are, right there above the glittering, aren't those emerald sapphires? They're blue.
They're beautiful, whatever
they are, they're spinning at the top of our website.
Yes.
They're almost hypnotic, aren't they? I mean, I want to follow so many bright spinning blue colors.
It's just wonderful.
Yeah.
It reminds me of wow,
Matrix or something.
Did you see that right
exactly
there?
What it is.
Was that the blue pill or the red pill?
That's a good question, Neil.
Which pill was that?
I don't know. You click on shop, and though this is not actually what happens when you take the CBD extracts. The CBDs that we have for sale on Mojo 50 are in conjunction with our good friend Dr. Ken, good-looking man. I mentioned that.
Good-looking guy.
Good-looking.
I'm
in
telling
shape,
you,
doctor.
He is. Boy, is he built.
He is.
He got the muscles.
He does. I mean,
strong guy.
Believes in the CBDs, and CBDs are coming on strong across the country, across the world, quite frankly. And if you've done any research, I'm not here to sell you on CBDs.
Then why aren't you talking about it?
Well, I'm here to tell you about ours.
Wait a second.
I'm not going to sell you because it's not, quite frankly, I'm not going to convince anybody CBDs are the way to go. But I think if you do some research, you'll find that CBD oils and extracts are in the news. They have everything from pain relief to better sleep. Do some research. Find out. What I'm here to tell you is that there is a brand that we sell on the Mojo 50 website, and I would encourage you to check it out. Because if you are looking for the problem when you're trying to sample a new product is there's so many out there. And now we got a coupon in the mail the other day for one. And it's like, okay, if I'm looking for CBDs, I get this coupon in the mail. I'm like, I guess I could try this one because it's...
There's a coupon.
Right.
Right? How much did you save?
Well, yeah, I think on that one, it was like $15, 10,
You saved
15.
$15, so the product was probably 150, maybe 145.
Could have been. It was. Yeah, they're not inexpensive right now. If you use the promo code Mojo50, you get I think $20 off on ours.
Right.
So if you go to Mojo50, you click on shop, you scroll down a little bit, you see the CBDs. It's KBD CBDs, and you've got your natural flavor, you've got your cinnamon flavor, and we partnered with Dr. Ken on these because we trust him. He's a good guy, very good looking, very well. He exercises on a regular basis.
He just holds himself very well.
Yes, he does.
You know what I mean?
Quite well.
Yeah. Thank you.
So if you in fact go there and just take a look at our CBDs, because I mean, you quite frankly, you have to you just have to think about where you're going to get them. You have to think about how, and that's most of the time when you're trying a new product, you can either pay attention to the advertising, and most people nowadays actually go more on peer-to-peer recommendations. You got a friend who tried something that worked, and okay, I'll try what you tried. And that's
that worked for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You liked it? Oh, well, I'm going to love it then.
So that's what we're going on here. So just when you are considering your purchasing options, I just ask that you put ours there into the mix.
Well, the other thing to consider is not just price, but truly what's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so many products out there that are knockoffs and everything else, and it's going to promise you the world, and in reality, it delivers you very little.
Yeah.
Very little.
And we are on the, thank you. And it's mostly what I base my career on. It's a different world out there. There's
you need help, man.
So many new things to try. So many. We are on the advent of so many new breakthroughs in products. This is just one of them. So mojo50.com, and then click on shop and take a look at those CBDs and use promo code Mojo50. Save some money at the same time. It's all about life hacks. That's what we are to you. We are your life hack. For a good time, your Daily Mojo.
High capacity, fully automatic, large caliber, freedom. Mojo 50.
I'm Mike Opelka from PureOpelka.com with your 2-minute drill. I would like the mainstream media to back off E. Jean Carroll. Can we take 2 days and just not shove her in front of TV cameras? This lady has made a claim against the president, saying that he raped her more than 20 years ago. And if you watched her on Anderson Cooper's program on Monday night, you know something is not quite right.
But I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
We're just going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
Anderson Cooper's nervous laughter speaks volumes, and I think it further illustrates my point. E. Jean Carroll needs to get help and counseling before she appears in front of a camera again. And if her claim is serious, well, then we should do what the Democrats refused to allow to happen during the Juanita Broderick claim of rape.
Juanita Broderick had very specific and very credible rape allegations. And I can tell you, not a single Democrat that I worked with in Congress gave a damn. They were in power. They wanted to stay in power. And when it came time to speaking out against the president, they wouldn't do it.
I agree with Joe Scarborough. But first, let's make sure the claims are credible and the woman gets the help she needs. Testudo, my friends. Testudo.
Mike Opelka's 2-minute drill is powered by MojoWildRice.com. Their wild rice is a superfood, gluten, sodium, fat, and cholesterol-free, yet high in fiber, protein, zinc, phosphorus, and trace minerals. But you're going to love it because it's delicious. MojoWildRice.com. MojoWildRice.com.
The Daily Mojo.
Jeez. Now, see, handy to get started, and now that Jackal is starting to agree with you. Just Peachy said, I agree with Handicap Jeff. Daily Mojo needs a female voice. Jill Hole round robin. Everyone willing and able should be in the second chair for a day. You see what happens? You start giving them a little attention, a little power, and they just get crazy. Somebody's calling the phone. Should I just roll the dice here? Sure, why not? Hello, you're on the air. Don't swear. If you do, give us a warning. We don't have a delay, but we do have a lawyer.
Well, I don't cuss, so you're okay.
Who's this?
Roz.
Hello, Roz. How are you?
Well, just fine, but I'd like to know why you're being mean to Jeff. He's being such a great guy on the air today, and you're giving him a hard time.
I think he is, he's identifying as easily damaged. I think that is just his state of being today, and I'm today identifying as someone who just attacks easily damaged. I mean, this could change at a moment's notice.
Well, then in that case, I'm going to identify as 35, blonde, and a bombshell, okay?
How soon can you be here?
Looking like that? Not for a long time.
See, this
yeah, lock 30 years off right there.
This is the new reality in 2019. We can all identify as anything we want to be. I mean,
yes.
This is the modern version of, honey, you can be the president when you grow up if you really want to be the president. That's what this is.
Yeah.
This is the modern day. This is the modern day incarnation of that sentiment, which I find refreshing.
Oh yeah, well, and confusing.
Yes.
Yes, very confusing.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, I'm terribly enjoying the show today. I mean, I do anytime, but Jeff, your additions today are marvelous, dude.
How much, Jeff? How much did you pay Roz to call in this morning?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. She's just a smart lady who understands the type
That's
of pressure
right.
that I'm under, the working conditions in which I have to adhere to in order to be able to not stand on the street corner and say we'll work for food. You see what I'm saying? Because, thank you.
Yeah, but Jeff, you want to know how to handle Brad?
Oh, I can't wait to hear that.
Caramel M&Ms works every time.
That's true. She's not wrong there. Roz does know me well there. I will have to give you.
Yes.
I'll have to give you that. Roz,
You know those?
Yes.
Yeah. You know those singing deals you had on earlier?
Yes, that was.
Yeah,
only,
that's
that was,
Brad.
That's me. What?
That's you when it comes to the M&Ms.
That's yes. Hopefully, I hit. As I say to Ron, often choose a key and stick with it. Obviously, that seal has not been trained classically. I mean, that's
no, that's true.
I liked that seal.
But there's some raw talent there.
Yeah, that's true.
Raw indeed.
All right, Roz, make sure that everyone's behaving out there, and we appreciate the phone call.
Talk to you later, guys.
Yes, indeed. You see?
See, she brings up a great point.
Which one?
That you're an ass.
I don't think she.
No, I think listen. It's like reading the Bible. We had
sure
this conversation before, right?
Interpretation is.
You kind of have to read in between the lines in order to be able to make it fit your scenario versus you fitting the other scenario. In this particular case, you, my friend, are an ass.
It's just your interpretation, and today I may identify as an ass. Tomorrow I may identify as some other body part.
Dear God, no.
I mean, it's possible. They are warning, however, if you happen to have other body parts, that steam cleaning the female nether regions is not a good idea.
Wait, what?
Steam cleaning.
Steam cleaning.
Vaginal steam cleaning is it's a trend.
It's a trend? Where?
You led me into this. I'm just going to point that out. Favored by celebrities such as Chrissy Teigen and Gwyneth Paltrow.
No way. You're lying.
Designed to clean and clear away impurities. But
Don't they already have an over-the-counter product for stuff like that?
Oh, that's bad too. A large number of women are using douching, the process of flushing that out. That bad idea. Bad idea. Vinegar and water. The old vinegar and water trick. They said doctors are warning against that as well. It can remove. They say it removes unpleasant bacteria. This is from a doctor. This is an actual problem. That with the added pressure of social influencers, this has actually become a problem.
But what is the problem? I hear you say it's a problem, but
The
you're not
problem
really saying
of
what?
steaming the vaginal area.
How is that a problem? How's that? I mean,
It's not good for it.
how?
You can burn yourself.
You could burn yourself.
Not only is there a risk of causing burns, but any added herbs that they happen to put in the steam can disrupt the natural bacteria, cause irritation and infection.
Herbs? You're putting
Yes.
herbs in your steamer?
Yes, they are. There are herbs. I know it sounds crazy, but let's some of them.
You're making this up.
I am not for other reasons here. The parsley. It apparently was it this month. I guess it was maybe last month. It emerged that women were attempting to kickstart their periods by putting parsley inside. Doctors were, I kid you not, this was in Marie Claire. Marie Claire magazine recommended the herb to stimulate.
I swear it's like we just went over to the spoony side of radio and started making a salad.
Yes.
This is kind of what it reminds me of.
They are also recommending, but parsley is not something you want to put there. Something else you don't want to put there is Vicks Vapo Rub.
Really?
Yes. Apparently, in the last few months, there were some forums online. They were suggesting the using Vicks Vapo Rub. It could be rubbed on other parts other than the chest. They were using it to tingle and cleanse their vagina as well as disguise odor. Experts warned it would do more harm than good. Dr. Vanessa McKay, a gynecologist and a spokeswoman for the Royal College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, that's a long title, told the website mild soap or a mild shower cream and water is all that you really need. You do not need to put Vicks Vapo Rub on to your vagina.
So there was a time when I was doing my internship to be able to get my counseling in alcohol chemical dependency. And there was a lady from Brazil who I had to sit under as far as she was my mentor, right?
Yeah.
So she began to tell me about this Vicks lozenge, right? You just put it on your mouth, in your mouth, and you let it get all over your tongue. And you being the male.
Should I get comfortable for this story?
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. And I mean, dude, she was just so open and honest about the conversation. Like, yeah, this is just the way it is. And so you would basically, the guy, after having that lozenge on your tongue, you would then take that tongue and satisfy your mate.
Why does it have to be a woman? Why are you not being inclusive?
Because I am.
Wow. That's going to cancel your handy card. You start if you.
I don't think so.
If you can't be inclusive to all of different partners, I'm sorry. I just can't abide by that. But let's say it wasn't the Vicks lozenge. It was a glitter bomb.
I'm sorry?
There's a company called Pretty Woman. They just launched a line of glitter bombs. It's called Passion Dust, and you put the capsules inside, and it makes it sparkle and flavorfully, and it makes you magically delicious. This, according to the company Pretty Woman.
Inside where?
Down there.
Inside where down there?
Inside where? It's pick your orifice. In this case, on a woman. Apparently, you can any orifice will do.
So wait a second, man. You're telling me that there's a product known?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yep. Doctors warn these could cause STIs and vaginal sunburn.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Dr. Jen Gunter. That's close. Canadian gynecologist said they could lead to a dangerous infection. She warned women not to use the product and criticized the makers for initially not providing an extensive ingredients list. The glitter could be cosmetic grade glitter, which basically are tiny little pieces of plastic suspended in some unknown goo of unknown in some sort of unknown goo. It could also be edible glitter, which is sugar. Sugar is not a problem, right? No, sugar actually is a breeding ground for bacteria and can cause inflammation, a discharge, and you could get apparently like a sandy buildup in there.
Well, so, okay, wait a second. First off, what causes it to explode?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
I think it's just the word glitter.
It more of a...
I think it's more of just the word glitter bomb because it's just... I don't know.
Wow.
Bath bombs are another problem. Don't put bath bombs. Aubergine bath bombs, recent addition to the bathing market. Which led apparently some users to wonder if they could be used as a sex toy. Dr. Vanessa McKay, another gynecologist, explained they should not be placed inside any female orifice. They would strongly disagree and discourage the use of any bath bombs internally. These could disturb the fragile balance of good bacteria inside said orifice.
Fragile?
Fragile, yes, of course. Delicate flower.
Wow.
Just saying.
Beautiful. It's very
Thank you.
delicate. Yeah.
Yogurt tampons are another no-no.
Wait, there's what? There's a yogurt tampon to be able to kind of help fight yeast infection, right?
It's every day, and I read stories like this. Boy, am I glad I'm male.
Are you sure? Because just, 15 minutes ago, you were like bitching at me because it was like, you're not considering me to be a woman.
Well, I could be, at this point, if I am fluid, right now I could be a male. How dare you suggest that I could not at this point in my fluid transition be both male, female, zim, zed, two feather, and so forth?
Because I think you're too dumb for that, to be honest with you.
I don't think that's... I could be, and now, wow, it's, what are you, like an Iranian leader calling me retarded? Wow.
That looks like an extra pallet of that stuff over there you're not supposed to have.
There's nothing to see. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see. Live yogurt could, they say, has long been thought to treat thrush, and because of this, women have been known to soak tampons in yogurt before inserting. Dr. McKay advised against that as well. There have been suggestions probiotics like yogurt can help in the treatment of bacterial vaginosis and vaginal thrush. However, there's not enough robust evidence to support this. Putting the yogurt inside could disrupt that good bacteria, bad bacteria thing again and lead to infection and inflammation.
If I'm not mistaken, you're supposed to eat the yogurt.
Generally speaking, I would, yes.
You're supposed to eat the parsley.
Yes, that's Don't eat the Vicks Vapo Rub.
Well, you let it sit on your tongue there and let it.
That would be a Vicks lozenge as opposed to Vicks Vapo Rub. Vapo Rub is the. Didn't your mom ever rub that stuff on your chest when you're little and
yeah.
I hate the smell of that stuff. Now I find out you can't put it in some places. See, with age comes wisdom. I'll just.
You would hope.
I would hope. In a lot of cases, with age comes wisdom. If you have not yet been to Combat Flip Flops and taken a look at their wares, please do so. Combat Flip Flops is a company that was founded by veterans, and it is a company that is. They've taken literally an army boot factory. They have started making flip-flops in that factory, and this is in Afghanistan, and they have employed the locals there. And this is one of the videos. This kind of tells you a little bit more about the company and about the reasons that they did it. And I want to play that for you now. And there's one bad word in here. I'm going to do my best to bleep that sucker out. Wish me luck.
I spent the first few years of my young adult life on the very forefront of U.S. foreign policy.
How do you fight an idea? That's the graphic on the screen, by the way.
So this idea that happened at a combat boot factory, the feeling of despair that I had for so many years during all of my deployments and years after the military started to go away, and it was replaced by another feeling. And it was a feeling that turned into action.
It's founded by special operations vets and business leaders.
We were going to take a handful of special operations veterans, and we were going to deploy back to countries affected by conflict.
Got it.
We were going to take military capacity that was established to manufacture tools for war and we were going to manufacture commercial products for peace. And then we were going to ship them all over the world. We were going to help a whole bunch of people along the way.
Grow entrepreneurs in conflict areas, build a community, fund women's education.
Think of how easy it is to radicalize a child who has no education because his mother did not understand the value of an education. Once you hear this story, you cannot hear it. You're now part of a community of people that know that it's not only a good belief and idea, it works. You can manufacture peace through trade. Welcome to the Armed Forces.
That's Griff. That's Matt Griffin. They call him Griff. Those guys, this is such an incredibly good idea to take that area, that war-torn area, to take a factory that previously made literally combat boots, to use that factory and use the locals there, give them jobs, and to create these flip-flops. And I think, what is their, was it horrible for combat, great for humanity? I think is their slogan. But they have flip-flops for men. They have flip-flops for women. You can go to their YouTube channel. You can see all of the different, you can see all the different types of footwear that they have. And they are giving these people jobs, and they're giving these women an education with every pair of flip-flops that you buy. If you use the promo code Mojo50, you can you'll get some money off. And also, again, you're helping to educate one of these Afghan women who in turn educate the kids.
Right.
You want to talk about women who don't have any rights. I mean, you really seriously are, and I know I'm preaching to the choir with this audience, but if tell a progressive today, find. I'm sure you'll run into one or two of them in the course of your daily life. Tell them about combat flip-flops. They won't even know what hit them. And you're doing something good for humanity at the same time. And I've never worn these. I need to get a pair. I mean, it's I really just, what I need to do is go to one of the wheelbarrows full of money that I have sitting in the front yard. I just give it out for free now. There's so much of it.
You're such a nice guy.
You really are. My fireplace is so full of ashes from $100 bills, burning them to stay warm.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's just
wow.
But if you are, if you're buying a pair of flip-flops for summertime, they've even got these the canvas like boat shoes. So they got all kinds of footwear. But if you take a look there at combatflipflops.com, use promo code Mojo50, get some money off, and do something good for humanity at the same time. It's just one of those things. A little bitty thing you could do to make life a little bit better for women, for kids, for everybody. So in New York, this is in LaGuardia High School up in the New York area, hence the LaGuardia thing. The principal there at one of the top high schools has been forced out for being too focused on academics.
What?
Now, before you get all crazy, this is, yes.
What?
Lisa Mars, she was the principal at LaGuardia High School. That's an elite performing arts-based school that requires students to audition in order to get in. She's been forced out amid parent and student gripes about her focus on education to the detriment, they say, of song and dance. Now, this was the inspiration for the movie and I guess the television show Fame.
Right.
But they say that she officially left LaGuardia on Monday, so yesterday, just hours before the graduation ceremony. She'll now work under the Department of Education's chief academic officer. This show, I guess, ran for 6 seasons. Citing personal reasons, Mars told parents in an email she would not be attending graduation. Several students told the Post that they had planned to protest Mars by turning their backs to her if she had shown up. Man, they did not like this woman. I think everyone felt a little bit more comfortable because there was a lot of drama leading up to graduation because people were saying, I'm going to turn my back, I'm going to walk out. I'm going to do this, do that, because she really isn't someone that we felt wanted to be a part of the celebration.
Wait, hold on. Let me kind of recap what you just said.
Please do.
Okay. What you got is a bunch of spoiled brats who didn't want to be able to hit the books and said they just wanted to be able to get their follies by singing and dancing.
Well, but if you think about it, isn't that what the point of the high school was? To be able to be...
That's a part of it. It's not the only part.
Are you saying you got to get some smarts on you?
I'm saying that there is a part of the school that does focus on education. Yes.
Wow, that almost sounds like common sense there.
Get out of here.
Kind of crazy.
That is so stupid. These kids.
They staged a protest at the school. They demanded her removal last month. Hundreds of students did this.
Hundreds of students.
Among other complaints, they cited shrinking rehearsal times and admissions criteria that have slowly pivoted away from artistic merit and toward academic metrics.
So they were actually, are you smart? Do you have talent? The two go hand in hand? What? Oh.
Good question.
Intriguing.
Mars also angered students last year when she tried to block the use of Nazi props from the school's December performance of The Sound of Music.
Okay, now that I could see where she'd be wrong with that.
On the grounds that it was inappropriate to use symbols of the Third Reich.
Yeah. No, I think that she would actually be wrong with that.
I would too. I mean, how do you tell that story? It's about, obviously, it's about that oppression. It's about those people trying to escape. It's about them trying to get away from the Third Reich. So this is, again, what do they say? 3 sides to every story, yours, mine, and the cold, hard truth. But when you have a school like this that is focused on, I mean, that is why you go there, is it not? I mean, you go to this school to get an education in the arts, to get I mean, it's not like these are not Rhodes Scholars, I wouldn't think. I mean, this is you go to this school because you are more inclined to be a dancer, be a singer, be a, whatever your talent is in the world of showbiz. So why would she try to take the focus away from that? Why would she? I mean, yes, you do have to get an education, but there are plenty of schools where you can go and look for an education if you are so inclined. I would think that this may have taken away from the basic goal of this school.
See, this is where I would have to differ with you, because I think it would do nothing more than add to it.
Add to it, you mean with the smart part?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're there to sing. Yes, you're there to dance. But here's the thing. Well, what if you happen to break your leg as a dancer? What if you happen to get hit in the throat as a singer and you can no longer perform? Oh, what are you going to fall back on? Maybe the education part.
Hit in the throat.
What? Hold on. What? Yeah, thank you.
Hit in the throat.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Run into Jackie Chan and he right there, right there, throat punch.
It could happen.
It could happen. You're absolutely right. I mean, anything is possible in this life. I just take the reverse of this. You are going to an AP focused high school, and suddenly the principal decides that they want to focus, take some of the focus away from some of your studies to, make you a better dancer.
Sure.
Make you a better singer.
I think that's a great idea because it makes you more socially active. You see what I'm saying? I think there's a win-win opportunity in all of this.
So what you're saying is moderation in all things, even in the arts.
Absolutely.
So you are coming down firmly in the middle.
Boom.
You are right there on the fence. Nice. That is way to plant that.
Yeah.
Right there on the fence.
Yes.
I think there's more to this. I think there probably is some money involved in this story that we are not getting the entirety of.
Is she black?
She's if I had to guess, I'd say she's a light-skinned black woman.
Okay.
Very pretty.
And she has an education?
I do not know. She has to obviously have some sort of education because she's the principal of a school.
Right. Okay.
So,
and she probably had a love for what it is that she was doing.
Possibly.
And out of respect for all of that, she decided to be able to step down, to be able to not cause any more controversy. And she's come to the realization that what she wants to do is not going to work here at the school. So she's moved on to somewhere else. And I applaud her for it.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on that developing story.
Those students need a butt whooping.
Especially that.
That's just totally disrespectful.
Especially that one.
Listen, I'm telling you, you don't agree? Okay, great. You don't agree, but that's just whatever. Stupid.
Some people's kids, right? Especially the artsy fartsy ones. Let's wrap this thing up.
What do you mean it's last call?
Yeah. That ladies and gentlemen, the end of Doc Thompson's Daily Mojo. But before we go, as always, we're going to find out what we learned today. We learned out there's going to be a viewing party at my house. Oh, but I have to number the blades of grass tomorrow. I'm sorry if I wasn't.
We're going to miss that, are we?
Oh, it's I hate that. We learned that.
Order the pizza.
No, all the pizzas. Strangely, all the pizza places in my area, they have went out of business. It's very strange.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know, it's wacky. We learned that they have solved every other problem there is to solve in Scotland. They're now teaching seals to sing Star Wars. And we learned you should be very careful as an artist because you never know when you'll run into Jackie Chan on the street. Just saying. That's yeah. Did you learn anything today there, Handy J?
I did. I learned that my lawyer is going to be contacting your lawyer, provided that you have one. And I also learned that Farrah Fawcett died the same day that Michael Jackson died.
I'm surprised you didn't know that.
I did not know.
I'm surprised. We're trying to shine a little light on anal cancer.
That was bad.
Thank you.
You really should.
I know.
Repent.
I try. See, Mojo Riverfish. My daughter was just accepted in the Arts Academy as a sophomore. I expect and demand her academics comes first. Well, see? Somebody came down on your side. Somebody came down. I'm impressed. James from Alabama, it's pretty bad when listeners know promo code's better than the show host. I think what that shows is that I've done a fabulous job teaching. Just saying. B from SAV, you can manufacture peace through trade. I love that combat flip-flops. And Rule 5 Jackhole, you would think Handicap Jeff would be more understanding of the weird diversity that is Real Brad Staggs. Is that not the truth? I'm just saying.
I'm understanding. I just don't tolerate it.
There's
a difference.
I am the perfect example of strange diversity.
Strange but true.
See, I'm stalling for time to try to get Leprechaun's. Oh, good grief! Try to get Leprechaun's bell count. Hold on a minute. Where the hell is it? Yeah, here it is. Is this it? I don't know. Should I do it?
Go.
I'm gonna try.
Good morning, Mojo 5-0. It's your daily hello.
No, it's just the daily hello. That wasn't the bell count. Damn it. The bell count's in here somewhere.
Maybe you should be better at this than what you are right now.
I don't know. Just saying. That would require practice. That would require dedication. That would require a paycheck. That would require so many things that I just don't have. I'm just saying. I mean, I suppose I could get better if I really tried. If I practiced, maybe if I did this every day, I would get better at it. I doubt it. We will, in the meantime, get to those new numbers on procrastination as soon as Doc Thompson returns from that Florida vacation where word had it there was something to do with a dolphin costume. Your Daily Mojo has been a Handy J production today. Wherever you go, whatever you do, live by the 5 rules. You got a shot at being right and being happy. Good night, Doc Thompson. That's where you yell wherever you are.
Wherever you are.
Just like we did in rehearsal. Very good.
You think I'm bad at what I do? Get out of here.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. Mojo 5-0.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. He's putting Iran on notice. National Security Advisor John Bolton says